Oh, you don't have your light on.
I don't have my light on.
Is that one up there? I think it's on the other side. Nope, down. Nope. No, you screwed that. Go down.
Well, that one was already up.
Go down. There you go. Bing. Yeah, there you go.
Hey. I did it.
It's a fill.
It's a fill. It's
and
a
shut
me.
the door behind you.
Much things to do. So many things to do, and there's a trash can.
We've got. Have you produced before?
Not with this setup. I have, yes. I did only for Christopher when you're not here.
This is.
I'm
so
back.
it's not your inaugural. You've done it with Chris here.
I've done it with Chris here. It's not my inaugural, unfortunately.
Oh,
so
I see.
Yeah.
All right. He didn't give me a count in, so I'm toast. I don't even know what to do.
You
now.
told me to hit the button.
I don't even know what's
that's
going on.
Not fair.
He didn't do 3,
Hey,
2.
I'm gonna end it now. All right. Thanks for coming, everybody. This was a really good stream. I'm glad we had fun. Check out all our links.
For those of you that thought Christopher was bad.
Oh, you guys are in for a show today. Wad, what is up?
Max Chaos Swifter Bear is the exact way to say this. We've let Phil in the building. He's out of control.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to knock everything over. This whole desk will be ruined by the end of the stream.
Oh,
it's
that's
going to be great.
That's all Chris's thing. That as long as my side stays good, then I think we're all right.
I can't throw things.
He's a paid professional.
I am a paid professional. I'm
he's
not paid for this.
He's paid.
I'm a professional at other things, but not this.
Not this.
Not
this.
Chris, I've changed. I know I lost a bunch of weight.
So I can't say that he's a paid professional. I can't use that today.
I am just not paid.
He's a paid replacement, Chad.
A paid replacement.
He's paid. He's the fill-in.
I'm the fill-in.
He's the B team.
I'm the C team. I'm the fill-in for the fill-in because Gabe's not here.
No. Technically, you're the D team because remember, Christopher, when I asked to grade himself, gave himself a 79.
That's right.
He said he's a high C plus.
That's right, 79.
So you're the D team.
I'm the D team. Gabe, so that makes well, what's Gabe? Chris is C.
Gabe doesn't get a grade.
Gabe is
Gabe's like summer school.
It's just pass or fail.
There
is no grade.
Pass or fail. There's no grade.
What do you got there, Jason?
I got the. Can you pop in?
I can. Boop.
Aha! I got these guys.
What are these guys?
Since it's the release day for One Step, that we would do some One Step painting.
We can do One Step painting.
So we're gonna do these. These are from Trench Crusade. Don't ask me. I don't know what they are. No idea.
They're things.
It's a Hellforged Knight guy, and with his typical 3D printed bent mace,
his rubber mace.
It is. It's like, I'm not afraid of you. That's gonna go. I know the sound that makes when you hit me. It's gonna go.
Yeah.
And then this guy, which is really cool, which is like a beast for the Middle Eastern faction.
Ooh, I like it.
So I don't know what he is, but they do like I don't know what they do. I don't know anything about it.
We're here to paint them.
Yep.
We're going to make them look pretty.
So what I figured I wanted to do was kind of start in with a lesson on how to best prep your model for One Step, because we haven't really talked about that a whole lot. As I die.
Please don't die.
So I've just gone in with a chromatic shade color, which is our dark purple primer, rather than black. It still will give good contrast on the model, but also give some color basis for the shadows, which will cool them off, depending on the colors that we use. So what we want to do is do a zenithal on top of this.
Okay.
And I think on this guy, I'm going to do it with airbrush, and on this guy, I'm going to do it with dry brush to show you the different ways that you can do this, right?
Yes.
They're two totally different models. I don't have a plan for them painting-wise, so we're just going to do this guy with an airbrush zenithal so I can show you how to get good color on. I'm going to use taupe. This is my new favorite
new top-down favorite
way to do zenithal is dark purple and taupe. Oh God.
No spilling.
There's a lot of spilling going on here.
Tech Elf so excited I got my order for One Step in today. Nice. Dude, they're going quick. People are excited about it. They are going. I was over at the other building today.
It's crazy.
And everyone's prepping for, all they were doing is building sets and getting ready for tomorrow. Well, this afternoon. They probably already started on them.
Yeah, I think Shannon said that they might start on orders today, but most likely tomorrow morning will be when we see the first orders go out.
Yeah. Got to catch up on the weekend.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
They're so cool.
Been great.
It's been awesome. All right, so we're doing taupe. What's your angle of approach here?
So typically you want to do a 10 or a 2. And I always look at the model face on and try to say, where's the dynamic portion of the model? This is to our right, his left, right? Because he's got that big arm.
Yep.
And then his little arm, vestigial arm, and big arm. So we're going to do, this would be 2 o'clock, right? Over here. 2 or 10 are your angles. Don't do straight up and down, right? We're going to start, and I'm just going to start layering in some of the taupe.
Question from Ted Onions. He asks, if you're already primed dark purple, can you just use any regular Pro Acrylic color over the top instead of taupe?
Yeah, any bright color. Pale yellow works great.
Bright color. That's the emphasis here.
Yeah, because remember what you're trying to do is create a bright highlight on this. So
Sweet.
I feel like maybe I need to thin this down just a little bit.
A little bit. You thin it with water?
Yeah, I'm just going to thin it real quick.
Water. All right.
I'm going to thin it real quick.
Craig Sean J. Hi, new guy Phil. Hi. Double T, what's up? Avian. Okay, let's see if I remember faces. Good luck. Are we with new guy Phil? Yes. Avian, this is new guy Phil. This is me. I am Phil. I am new.
He's not new. Phil's literally been here longer than almost anybody. There's only one person at the company other than me and Jen that have been here longer than Phil.
That is true.
He's no longer new guy Phil.
But Jen said I'm always new guy Phil.
That is true.
So I have to.
So
I don't have a choice. Jen said she's my boss.
Jen said. Jen's retired. How can she be your boss?
I don't know. She was at the office today. I saw her.
She did. She brought cookies.
She brought us cookies. They were like cinnamon roll cookies. I don't know.
Holy mackerel.
I don't know what they were. They were bomb.
What the absolute hell? I don't know what kind of weird
magic
soul selling she did, but holy mackerel. Yesterday, can you imagine? She did like 3 batches of those. That was the way my house smelled. Like fresh baked cinnamon rolls all day long.
She said she saved you some.
Huh?
You have some at home.
Yeah. She was doing the count. She was like, okay, I need to know how, because especially after the first batch was made, she goes, all right, I need to know how many I need to take over there so I know that I can make us some. How many we can have. Because it was like, wow, those smell really good. So, yes, it was pretty crazy to have to sit in a house with that smell all day long.
I couldn't do it.
Was ridiculous.
You didn't even get one out of the oven? You didn't get a fresh one?
I did, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yep. Good. At least she didn't.
Yeah, we got some out of the first batch. I got one out of the first batch, and then I had one for dessert.
Exactly. That sounds great. All right, what do we got here? You're just praying your LGS ordered like they said they did. They said y'all filling the orders from 2 weeks ago. Yeah, well, they've been pushing those orders out. They actually came in over the weekend, and we're working on store orders to make sure all the stores, as many as possible, can get the one step in time, which is awesome. They did a great
all those
job.
stores that got them in a reasonable amount of time should have been already out. Yeah,
they should already been out. So I would just check with them again, see if they got that notification that it's shipping shipped already.
Too, though. Remember, because some of those orders
shipping.
went out Thursday, Friday, and so they won't have them exactly today.
Yeah,
we don't ever guarantee the stores have them for ship date, but that's our goal.
Yeah,
we had 250 stores or something.
Yeah, it was like 258 or something like that. Stores pre-ordered. That's just the pre-ordered stores.
Yeah, that pre-ordered. So.
Oh yeah, Ghost Hunter. Hello. That is my name ? People are asking what I do here, Jason. What do I do here?
Right now you talk to chat.
I talk to chat. I am the new producer.
There we go.
For at least a day. Maybe forever. If I do a really good job. This is my interview, kind of. If I could just do this for Christopher could then, I don't know.
Christopher hate us that much? Is that what he told you?
He did.
All right,
yeah.
So what I need you to do is see if you like doing this. Because what my plan is to never have to talk to these people again. I don't put it past Chris. That sounds very pseudo-Chris.
It's like you were in the room with us. That's almost exactly what he said. There was a little more expletive, I think, but, you got the gist. Oh, man, I'm going to mess up names, so please forgive me. Gillenborn the Human. What's the word on two-step? Ah, that's a Christopher joke, isn't it? I'm not Christopher. I'm not here for two-step. Jimbo, you got yours on Friday evening, and you got them on Saturday? Let's go.
All right, so that's our 10 o'clock, and you kind of want it to where it looks like we just did him taupe. You can see some of the purple where the muscle striations are and stuff, but then as you start rotating around from the 2 o'clock over to center, and then obviously on the reverse side, you'll see that we have still a lot of shadow baked in. So that's what a zenithal prime is all about. Make sure that you continue to have the airbrush at the angle for 2 o'clock as we're shooting this, and that you don't alter it. You don't tilt and change the airbrush like this too much. You just bring it up or down, right? And by bringing it up or down, you can get the low spot. So like if I say I want a little bit more brightness on that foot back there, don't like sneak in like this and change the angle. Keep the angle at the 2 o'clock angle, but bring it down. And then I can just kind of spray over there and see if I can't get a little bit more highlight in.
That's a good tip.
That inside area, right? Because if I change the angle, now it's going to hit some things that should be shadow. So I want to keep the angle always the same so that everything's consistent with where shadows fall versus highlights. Okay? Now, on the other side, what I want to do is from the 10 o'clock side, I want to do a light dusting. A light dusting can be as simple as like I painted this mostly with the airbrush somewhere around 3 inches away. That's typically where I say to be. So about like that. Don't airbrush further than this unless you just have a specific reason, which this reason is it over here. I don't want the paint to be so bright. So I'll go back to about 6 inches, right? And with 6 inches, I can just kind of dust it lightly. And it'll just give me a little bit of color here to pick up some detail. Right, so on the top of muscles and such, but it still keeps a good shadow versus this side. So a lot of that is just done by having the airbrush further back, keeps my shadows where I want them. Do the same thing on the back of this arm here.
That Chai Cat asks, how do you decide what angle to spray the zenithal from?
Typically for me, it's wherever the focus of the model is. So when I look at a model like this, right, he's kind of looking to his left or right, and this big arm is the focus. So I kind of think of the model as positioning like this and light coming from this way, right? Would be my first guess. Light coming from this way could be cool too, but it's going to put this big focal point of this huge arm that you can imagine is what he beats the crap out of people with, because he's got this little vestigial thing on this side, right? But this arm is what he's going to smack people with, so it's kind of the focus, right? This guy, on the other hand, you could choose to do the light from the shield side and his face, which would be the 10 o'clock side. Or you could also open it up over here, right? Off of his left shoulder or our right. It gives you both things because he's kind of opened his body up to his weapon swing. So you could have light coming from this area, or you could do the light more face on from the shield if you wanted it, right? That one's kind of up to where we go. I think because we're going to be dry brushing this guy, we're going to do it from the same direction because the dry brush will be able to hit more of the model across it, whereas the shield is in the way. And you can't do this guy, this guy's 3D printed, so you can't do it in sub-assemblies, you know, but it would be very hard to get highlights behind the shield because you have nowhere to do a brush stroke. But if I do it this way, then I think I can get more highlight on him. Right?
Great.
So we'll see.
So personal preference is the answer to the question.
Somewhat, but you're trying to think about drama. You're trying to set up the photo, right?
It.
Like when you think about it, if you were going to go take a picture of your dog right now or your significant other or whatever, you'd want to get the lighting right for the way you wanted to look at it. And so, you know, you don't set them with the sun directly behind them because it makes them a silhouette. Yeah. Right? You want to make it to where you get enough light on them, but enough shadow to give you details and things like that. So you don't want to blow it out. So that's the same thing here, but it's really an easy choice. You're either going 10 or you're going 2.
Here we go.
Those are really the starter choices. Can you do anything else? Sure, you can go straight away like this and have a very dynamic spotlight effect. You can go light from directly at the face for another spotlight effect. You can do all sorts of things. The one thing I would say is that very rarely will you do the light from directly above.
High noon.
Because light from directly above does not give you good contrast across the upper area of the body. There's no shadow, right, other than big dark eyes and things when you do it from directly above. Notice how by doing it from 2 o'clock, I get nice shadow on the face, nice shadow on the mane, the other side of the body, all of that. So it makes it a lot better to do that. Right? Same from the back. Right? It just gives you a better basis for all of the color you're going to apply, especially when doing things like one step, right?
Yep.
Okay, so now we're going to do this guy. And with this guy, like I said, I want to do him with a dry brush to show you the difference in the effect. But that it is also very doable. I'm running out of places to put things.
But your desk is gigantic.
Well, there's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things. I don't know. Have they ever seen the desk?
There's a lot of things. Yeah.
They have seen the desk?
Yeah, okay. Maybe not as recent. Right, but.
If only that giant rubber chicken probably takes up a lot of... Oh, that thing is loud. I forgot how loud that is.
It's very annoying. It's great, though. Where's Papa Chicken anyway?
Where Papa Chicken? You've been summoned. Where are you? Oh, he's here.
Yeah, you can do it from below, right? If you wanted the light to be like a a lava lit or hellscape,
Ooh.
which would probably be good for these guys, but um, they're fighting in the real world.
The real world.
The real world.
That's true.
Dang it.
Isn't Trench Crusade just like the gates of hell opened up and everyone's fighting them off?
So, from what I understand, a few of the Templar sacrificed something in Jerusalem and opened a gate to hell.
Yeah.
And committed a grievous act of sin and opened a gate to hell. And now the war has been raging between hell and earth and the Crusaders and stuff now for time immemorial. And we're up to like the 1917s or whatever it is.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So again, you kind of want your brush stroke to go pick your lighting direction. So it's going to be this 2 o'clock again, right? And then just make sure that your brush stroke is always coming from the 2 o'clock position down across the model. So the only time you hit the model is when you're going from 2 o'clock to whatever this is down here, 7 o'clock? 8? 2 to 8?
6, 7, 7 to 8? Yeah, 2 to 8. That makes the most sense. When's the last time I looked at an analog clock? I don't know.
What?
I don't wear a watch.
A shame.
It's not that. It's more of a. I have watches. I forget to put them on every morning, so I just have a desk full of watches that I've worn twice. Papa Chicken says, somehow I knew that out of all the streams so far this week, this was going to be the best. Then I tuned in to see the Chris's and nowhere in sight. Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe. I feel like you probably check every day and you just don't say anything if Chris is here. But because I'm here, you came for me. You know what? I'm going to choose to accept that. You came for me.
I was going to say, don't look a gift horse in the mouth there, Philip.
I'm not. I would never do that. Why would I look at a horse's teeth? That's gross.
Wait, what?
That's what looking a gift horse in the mouth means.
What?
Did you know that? That's why you don't look a gift horse in the mouth, because the more worn down their teeth are, the older it is.
Oh.
So you're checking it. If someone gives you a horse and the first thing you do is check to see how old it is, it can be perceived as disrespectful, or you're seeing if you is this actually a good gift? That's why the phrase. Oh. That's why the phrase is don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You know what? I learn something new
every day, and that makes perfect sense when you hear it that way, doesn't it?
When I explain to you why I'm talking about teeth, horse teeth.
Yeah. Horse teeth.
That's it. That's where the phrase comes from. My girlfriend didn't understand it either, and this is like the 10th time I've had to explain that to people.
All right, that makes sense. Yeah. It makes perfect sense, though, when you say it like that. It's like, okay, it's not like most people use it incorrectly.
Yes, most people look at it incorrectly. You can look at the gift horse's mouth, just not when they're there. You wait till they leave.
Most people use it like I just did, which is like somebody's giving you a gift, don't refuse it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's not what that means at all.
That's not what it means.
Okay.
It's what it's become. So colloquially, like language just changes. So it can mean whatever we want it to mean as a society, but that's not where it originated.
All right. So when we turn around to the back, you can no longer do 10 o'clock because 10 o'clock's over here. Or I'm sorry, 2 o'clock because 2 o'clock's over here.
Yep.
Right.
So now we're doing 10.
2 o'clock. Right. So you can't do it like this, same angle. You got to reverse your angle because the light is coming off of his left shoulder. So his left shoulder is now 10 o'clock. So same thing, same principle. You just want to make sure that you're being able to apply the paint on the downward stroke only across the model. This keeps the shade consistent. It may look like I'm moving the brush back and forth over the model. I am not. I'm just going from top to bottom with my brush stroke.
Nice. A question from Shadowcast about the dry brushing. So would it be better to use a flat dry brush or a round dry brush?
I think either one. I like round dry brushes for stuff like this. Only because they apply more paint.
Yeah.
And they do it with fewer of like what you would consider an actual brush stroke. Right? Whereas a flat dry brush with this much paint on it gives you more of a brush stroke. And that might, well, that's going to be not what you want.
You'll see it, yeah.
Call it as it is, right?
What, me stout? Is that how that's pronounced?
Yep.
Or okay, I didn't know if the 3 was supposed to be an E. Where Lil Billy need to test fill out for Chris Spot. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I am here auditioning for Christopher Spot. At the end of stream, I'm going to send out a survey for everybody because we know you love surveys. And you just need to tell Christopher.
Boy, that's gonna piss Chris off.
You're gonna tell Christopher how much better I did at producing than he did. There's no option for telling telling him how good he does. It's just talking about how good I am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Thank you for your time.
Mo, what is up? Love your faces. Love your faces too, chat. We love you too. I apologize. The one thing I'm not going to be good at today is keeping up with chat. I get distracted.
That's your one job.
That is my one job. I'm trying my best, but if I miss something, blame Chris because he's on vacation.
Your one job. The one job. I am going to get the front of the shield, even though that doesn't make a ton of sense. Only
Just a
because it's
little
got
bit.
some cool stuff on it.
It does have some cool stuff. Ted Onions, because of the Zenithal Prime, you already have shadows baked in. So when using one step, do you want to just glaze filter it so that the shadows you already have to work with?
No, you want to use it just like normal.
As is. We
you
will get
want
there.
to build up more of the pigment in the dark areas. The dark areas will still let their value show through, and you'll just have more of a dark version of the color. When you paint just with glazes, I don't think that it gives you enough color depth.
There we go.
So, yeah. All right, so now I'm going to go back and a little bit heavier up around the head. The thing with dry brushing is you're going to do this in multiple steps because you're going to need to place your brightness where it needs to go. So I want to do another layer up by the head and shoulders, right? Because we are still fighting to get this brightness on here.
Got it.
There's a lot of different detail on the model on the left, so it's not going to have near as much big boost of brightness like this guy has because there's a lot of detail breaking stuff up. But we want to have more brightness, which means more coats up top. The one thing that dry brushing does is it kind of is applying a filter of its own. If you're doing it correctly, you should not be getting a ton of opacity with your dry brush on the first step. Doesn't mean you can't, but that's usually what we call smudge brushing, right? Where you're really going for, a different type of coverage. Yeah. So here, a little bit lighter stroke, a little bit more paint on the model, and you'll notice that each one of my strokes will brighten stuff up a little bit more. I'm a little wetter. And this is meant to just be where I know light is going to hit specifically, like top of the knee and thigh here, thigh plate, top of the knee, or jet area. Stuff like that. Maybe a little bit across the foot, but not a lot.
What's Chris is saying? I like this workup.
And then do it again on the back. And I'm just dry brushing with the taupe primer, same primer that I used on the other model. And don't fight it. The model will only let you put paint where it's supposed to go. So you don't want to try to push paint up into areas, just let the brush go. If it's hard for you to get the brush into an area to make a brush stroke, then chances are it probably shouldn't have a lot of color there anyway. Not always the case, but that's kind of the rule to go by.
Similar question earlier, would you ever use a color other than taupe, or does it always work for this?
Oh no, you can use whatever color you want. Pale yellow works great. White blue would work great. Depends on what you want.
Cool.
Right? You can use anything you want. A bright color over a dark color is what you're trying to do. That's the key. Right? So that's all you got to do is a bright color over a dark color. I'm going to do a little bit. Some of these areas in here just so I can get a little bit of detail.
All right, I missed a couple pings. Oh, they're all for me. They're not even for you, Jason.
Nobody cares about me.
Said, no, we're here to talk to me today. I'm the focal point. It's in the title. New guy, you'll get better with practice. Tech Elf, thank you so much. Commando Ken, what's with this weird donut-shaped seal inside a new bottle of Pro-Acryl that usually covers the actual seal? Am I supposed to keep that? If so, oops.
Yes, you have to.
Yes.
Otherwise, the bottle doesn't seal. One of them is the seal for the cap. The other one's the seal for shipping.
Yep.
For freshness.
The donut one is the one you want to keep. You want to keep that in there because that helps keep the seal and keeps the air out so the paint doesn't dry out after you close it. Boom.
A good shadow on this side. Good brightness on this side. Right. It's definitely going to be a little bit sloppier no matter how you do it than airbrushing. Airbrushing, the nice thing with it is it's going to apply it very smooth. And it's going to take you more time with the dry brush. But to show you that it can be done, easy. Now, after we've done the taupe, I want to take a brighter one. So I'm going to take, let's do bright ivory. Bright ivory is a good color for this. So we've done a zenithal, but we haven't used white. When you move away from doing black and white, which are just fine, you see me do it all the time, and black and white are great to do, but black and white can be a little bit dull when you do things like one step or contrast paints. So if you want to liven them up, a chromatic base like this is a better idea. When you're doing a chromatic base like this, you're going to want to find a way to go a little bit brighter, because the color you've chosen for your bright color will never be as bright as white, and you do need that brightness. All right, so we'll step back to this guy. I'm not going to do this with the airbrush. I'm going to do it with a dry brush. And same thing, I just want to kind of lightly take this bright ivory we've got on here. And go directly over all of what I've done here with the airbrush, but only in the bright areas, right? So maybe a little bit on that foot, but I can kind of cheat on a few of these areas, but I don't want to get too much.
Okay. Mo, I'm not failing at reading chat. I saw your question, but the stream isn't about me. It's about Jason. And yes, I have seen Monty Python's Holy Grail. Gillenborn, we don't sell the seals as replacements, but next time you place an online order, leave a note and ask for some, and customer service might be able to help you out there. And Papa Chicken, how do you think one step would work over the transparent clear plastic? Say I wanted to make kind of stained glass, for example.
I mean, you know, the transparent paints are what I normally recommend to do that with, because of the way they flow. But if you've got details on the you know, the stained glass, you know, the images that are on it that you really want to pull out, then yeah, you can do it. Just make sure you do, you know, you're going to take the clear plastic and you're going to do a matte varnish coat over it first as a prime layer, so that paint sticks, because paint doesn't like just the raw plastic.
Won't stick to that very well at all.
Not at all.
At all. Will Jason and the Monument Hobbies team be at Gen Con this year?
I probably will not personally, but yes, our team will be.
Team should be there. We'll be there. I think we already paid for it. I think we're going to be there.
There you go.
And this is bright ivory or
bright ivory? Yeah,
bright
this
ivory.
Is as close as we'll get to white with this. I don't want to use white specifically. Just something that's going to brighten up the upper edges, pull out some of those edge details, and give us a little bit more to go with. This is going to give you a much better result than just using one color, unless you're just doing black and white, right? Because you're not going to get brighter than white. So if you just want to do this the easy way, then do black primer with white over the top, and then you don't have to do this third step. But when doing chromatics, like what we're doing here, it's definitely worth doing the going the extra mile.
Yeah.
And doing the brighter color over the top.
Looking great. Bear paws. So would you recommend a dry brush in place of airbrushing? I'm looking to paint my towel like you did, but I don't own an airbrush.
No. For everything, is that the question? Because no, I would not replace anytime I'm using airbrush. I can't just go in and say,
dry brush
you can
instead.
dry brush instead.
Yeah.
No. Dry brushing leaves quite a bit of texture, so it's not always the best way to do things. For this underpainting, it's fine, and we can get away with it because the paint we put over the top will help smooth out a lot of the things that we have. Plus, we're painting war dollies that are beat up, so there's a little bit more texture to them anyway, you know, scritches and scratches on armor and such. There you go. That brightens that up quite a bit.
A lot better. Yeah, that looks great.
Right.
Papa
now
Chicken,
got
I'm
both
not.
These guys looking pretty good.
They're looking great. Papa Chicken, excuse me. I'm not declining Monty Python references. If you get me started, I won't stop. So this is for everybody's benefit, not just mine. Those of you that don't know, Christopher and I went to grade school together. I've known him since second grade, and I think most of our middle school personalities were based around quoting Monty Python with each other.
I can't imagine the two of you sitting in a room quoting Monty Python.
We only saw each other at lunch. We were in different homeroom classes.
That was probably the worst lunch for everybody but you guys.
No, it was great. We had the best time. Our friends were in on it too. Bearpaws was specifically asking about for his Tau as opposed to just in general for the airbrushing, dry brushing comment. Okay.
For like the white that I did?
Yes, I think that's what he's referring to.
Ooh. I still wouldn't. When I'm blending colors with an airbrush for blending your final coats, dry brush won't do that. Like, you just won't get that level of detail for your blends. So I worry about that for you when you go through and try to replace that, you know, because this model, if I were to have dry brushed all of those separate layers of, like, you know, the navy blue to the cool gray and all of that, you don't have the ability with the dry brush to do this kind of blending. You're really, you know, how can I say this? There are techniques you can do with the dry brush that will allow you to, like, you know, I've painted the side of a tank here to show you.
Let's see it.
Right? You've got, like, we did this side of the tank. Now, I've also gone back and done a lot of effects on it. But zoom in real close.
We're going for 400%. The
back end of this tank shows using a dry brush with 3 colors. So your base of dark blue, blue, and sky blue, right? And using that to smudge or stipple, right? You're not dry brushing. You're not doing big swipes with it. You're basically like a sponge. Like you see those egg-shaped sponges people are painting with. That's what this does. It still gives you a blotchy texture to it. So you can do that with a dry brush, and you can get pretty good blends. But going beyond 3 colors, you can do 3 colors, dark, medium, and light, so long as you have enough space. And then you can do an edge highlight, right? So this is probably blue mixed with sky blue for my dry brush, and then sky blue over the top for picking out the rivets and such, right? So you can do that with a dry brush on a large surface. You can't do this on a regular Tau Fire Warrior because you don't have enough space. So a dry brush doesn't allow you to do what an airbrush does. An airbrush can blend 3 colors together on a normal size model, right? So, you know, we can blend a lot of colors with an airbrush, like on this flag, on this little bitty 25 millimeter guy, right? So that banner is blended with airbrush. And so you can do that on small scale with an airbrush. You wouldn't be able to do that with a dry brush to the same effect with the blends for the red, because you just are limited in the amount of paint that the brush stroke applies, whereas the airbrush is much more controllable. So that's why I say it's not an interchangeable tool. For certain things like priming and zenithal, it becomes more interchangeable. But for blending, I don't believe that's a thing.
AMG Dallas. Ooh, I like that white towel. Hi, Dallas.
Hi.
What else we got? We got Hulk Plays Games. Good afternoon from California. I recently started using your paints, and I just want to say that you guys have an amazing product.
Thank you.
Picked up the metallic set, and I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, we really appreciate that.
All right, so I think this guy needs to be... I think we're going to use the flesh tone on him first. So, and how you doing, Dallas?
I'm going to zoom back out to 200.
Dallas all over the place this week. Has he been jumping in lots of streams?
Everywhere.
We're going to use One Step Shadow Flash.
One Step Shadow Flash. Came out today, everybody, if you didn't know.
It is One Step release day.
It is.
If you've not tried it, it is now available both at monumenthobbies.com, monumenthobbies.eu, select retailers in the US and EU as well. And then as other distributors and stuff get their product, it'll be the rest of world. Yes. We tend to say worldwide and people get mad at us because it's like, what about Canada? Well, we haven't been able to get the store in Canada running yet, so.
Canadians. Just kidding. We love you. We love our northern neighbors. Scorched Earth, Jason, Phil, how are you? I'm doing great. I can't speak for Jason.
What?
I can't. Do you want me to? Jason's
so
terrible.
Okay, so let's talk about this. I kind of
Yes.
want this. I want it to be kind of a grayish flesh.
We can't see the model.
Oh, I want it to be kind of a grayish flesh, I think, like a bestial flesh tone.
Are you just painting your, what was that? Oh, you play Underworlds?
So
No.
I think let's mix some graphite gray with the flesh tone.
Let's do it. we just get to see how well they mix together, which is pretty dang good.
You can just literally drop one color into the other.
It's just paint.
It's just paint. Oh, that's pretty good.
K Short says, "Oh wow, Chris, you've cleaned up and accepted a professional appearance and demeanor. I see. Some people are just late bloomers. Believe it or not, one, thank you so much. Two, Christopher's older than me, so I think it's just his age showing not as well. I think he's a whole 25 days older than me.
Yeah. I was gonna say, wait a minute. Don't let him get away with this thing where he tells everybody he's 78 years old.
No. I'm 68.
No, you're not.
He's 69.
Oh my God, these guys in their
the funny
30s.
number. Am I?
Yeah. Aren't you?
No.
Yeah.
I'm in my 60s.
No, you're in your 30s.
I am in my 30s. I am 30. No, I can't say how old I am because that ruins Christopher's bit. I'm in my 30s.
To do is ruin Christopher's.
Oh, we're ruining Christopher's bit. I'm 33. You guys can do the math from there based on what I said earlier.
Chris is also 33, which I've been trying to tell everybody. Even though Spotify says he's 90-something. Not
Spotify
true.
does say he's 90-something. He's 93 at heart. My Hobbies. Did we finally tilt Chris enough to quit? Thank you, whoever you are, for putting a stop to the elder abuse. My goodness. My name is Phil. Chris did not quit. I think he is lost in Alaska or something. Jason?
Yes.
How's it looking?
I'm liking it.
Liking it. That's graphite gray.
Graphite gray and shadow flesh.
And shadow flesh.
Over purple and taupe. Dark purple primer and taupe primer.
I think it's going to look great.
Just as an easy combo that'll give us a good kind of, I don't want to say mottled because it's not going to have any texture to it, but a good flesh tone for some beastie humanoid-ish thing. And then we'll be able to go over the top of it. We can treat this like normal paints, right? We can dry brush over the top, glaze over the top, do whatever we want to add more colors to the base as we go.
Fantastic.
Right now, I'm just, as you apply this, you want to treat it more like a wash. You can glaze with it, but what we're doing here for base colors is just treating it like a wash. So I'm just kind of flooding areas willy-nilly. I don't want to be super loose with it because I would like to keep the paint where it's supposed to be. But I am the king of getting outside the lines with these paints.
Joshua Lee, slap chopping. No, we don't use that term here. I don't know what we use, but we don't use that one.
Underpainting.
Underpainting. That's what it was.
I
knew there was something.
Been around forever. Just because some noob decided that they learned something doesn't mean it's a new trend.
Papa Chicken wants to know, is this the weirdest, warmest welcome you've ever received?
For you?
For me? No. This is not. It's a lot of, I'm seeing a lot of new names. I haven't produced in a while. It's probably been like, I don't know, since last year.
Well, we were going to say new guy Phil, and Phil was like, but I don't know that anybody knows me.
There's too many new people. They don't know
new
guy
Phil.
Folks. I sometimes I hop in chat, but my Monument Phil isn't new guy Phil. When I'm badgering Christopher.
Well, you're that old cat.
Well, that's my personal account. If I'm on my work computer, it's Monument Phil.
Gotcha.
Try not to sign into my personal stuff on my work computers for everybody's benefit. Nobody wants that. It's okay. Chris doesn't produce either. That's why he's fired.
Chris is not fired. Chris is probably like watching from the boat right now.
He's not. I bet you he is completely. I'm hoping he's just completely tuned out from work.
Think he's able to do that?
No, that's why I'm hoping he does. I don't think he did, but yes, for those of you who've seen Monument Phil in chat, that's me. That's what I guess half of you will know me by. Mo, I know you know me, Mo. Mo, I know you too.
Phil been here forever.
I've been here forever. Almost 5 years. Chaos Angel, I don't know Phil. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Chris is fired up to catch a fish with his bare hands. If Christopher catches a halibut with his bare hands, I will give him $100.
I'm so into that. I want that to be the narrative.
I need to see that. I'm gonna text. Well, does he get service on his boat? I don't even know.
Oh, I don't know. Do they not have cell towers? What kind of ship is this?
I don't know. I've never been on a cruise, so I'm asking questions. Anybody who's been on a cruise, tell me if they have cell service. If so, I'll text Chris. Oh, here's something nice. Sniper Corgi. I'm so much more confident in my painting in the span of a month than I have been in the last few years, thanks to y'all. And importantly,
thank you.
And importantly, I'm having so much fun. So thank you. No, thank you.
That's freaking great.
That's the best key. Having fun while you're doing it, that's a win. Doesn't matter how good it turns out, in my opinion, for my own painting. If I'm having fun, it's a win.
Yeah, it is. It's not like it's not like you have a scoreboard at the end that shows did you win or not. No, it's that was it time well spent.
Exactly.
And I think that the joy of painting in general is always time well spent, especially if you're learning new stuff, trying new stuff, reaching some levels of success with that. Then there's just nothing better.
Nothing better.
I'm just going back. I'm not cleaning the brush between loading like I would with normal paints. Normally I would go over and re-wet the brush. I'm not doing that here. I'm just using one of our Sable number 5s or 4, Sable 4. And just going back and reloading every time. The nice thing with One Step is that it doesn't make your brush feel all gummed up like normal paint does, because it's a very low viscosity paint, flows really nicely. And so you can apply a lot of color and I guess feel like you've seasoned your brush is the way I would say it. You feel like it's working really well right now. I don't have to go put water in it and risk that not being the case the next time I go load paint and go back to the model. Just keep loading paint, keep going back and doing the next area.
I feel like I'm about to ask you a loaded question.
Me?
Yes, you. This is from Witchlight. But how would you clean a brush, Jason? In parentheses, ducks for cover.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not the one you got to worry about.
Is it?
Because I like this kind of fun. Everybody just knows that it's like, okay, we can get him to stream for an extra 30 minutes if we ask him to do something educational. And I'm always like, oh, Chris is going to kill us.
Oh, yeah.
He's literally going to kill us.
There.
Chris just wants to go home and eat Taco Bell.
He does. Him and his... Actually, I don't know if he eats a lot of Taco Bell. Ghost Hunter wants to know... Oh, this is for me. This isn't for you. When are we getting another Battletech video? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Whenever I get around to getting to Christopher's house and recording one, and he wants to edit it, which is a tall order.
Never.
Oh, yeah, never. So
just tell it like it is. Just say never.
Just probably not.
Until he can make me look the other direction and have Ryan edit it for him or something.
Yeah, it's true. He could have Ryan edit it. Ryan would want to do it for if I told Ryan, hey, I'll buy beers next time we hang out, he'd edit a video for me. I just don't know any equipment. I'm just the pretty face and the autistic knowledge of Battletech. That's all I bring to the table.
That's reasonable.
Chaos Angel says, the best compliment I can give y'all is that since I've started watching the stream, I keep getting closer and closer to my paint matching what I saw in my head before I painted.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that means a lot.
That's huge. That is one of the best feelings in the world when you can paint. Your hand can do what your head wants it to.
100%. Because we can all vision more than we can create in a lot of cases, especially artistically, right? If you've got an eye for, just something you think looks cool, and you're like, oh man, that would be really rad if I could pull that off on this. And that's very daunting.
It is.
Right? Because you're like, I don't even know how to make that color. I don't know how to do that thing. So yeah, 100%. Glad to hear it.
Yes, absolutely.
Being able to pull off your vision is the key to really, I think, having your painting feel like you're making forward progress. Not to say that you have to have a vision. Sometimes it's just, hey,
just go with it.
Go with it, yeah.
That's what Jason's doing today. That's what I do every time I paint.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't think
I just believe it right before the show. I'm like, I have these models I could use.
He's sitting here priming something right before we started. I'm like, what are you painting today? He's like, I don't know.
These. These were up here.
They were.
These will be cool, right? Yeah, I honestly don't have a plan most of the time. For me, painting is less about some specific goal and just more about doing the thing. I just want to paint.
It's just fun.
We could sit down, if we're sitting around and let's just say Phil was like, hey, come on over, we want to paint. I'm like, great. And do I need to bring anything? He's like, no, I got stuff. Perfect. I don't even care. I don't care about the models. I don't care about the colors. It's just give me a brush, right? Give me some paint. Give me a model. Let's paint.
Chat, I think I've just figured out how to trick him into painting the rest of my iron. No, not Iron Warriors. What am I painting right now? Iron Hands. Oh.
Hey, Jason, you want to come over for a paint party? I have a lot of models.
I have a ton of models.
I mean, I do that.
I know you would. And I won't abuse that. Not at all.
Why is that abuse?
I don't know. Is it?
I love to paint with friends. It's just one of those things that, like, I don't think anybody is really as social at painting as they want to be. I think a lot of people do it in between the lines. It's like, oh, I have some time. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to paint. And do less of a planning because, for a lot of people, the painting part is fairly private. It's something you do on your own. You may not have a lot of friends that paint.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. But the more you can integrate social painting into your regimen, I think the more exciting painting can be for you. Sitting down and just shooting the crap and wielding a brush can be amazing. Because it can take away the I don't know, some of the anxiety of figuring out colors and all that. Because you're just talking. Yeah, stuff's just happening.
You can't stop to think about what you're doing when you're talking to someone else while you do it. Right. You just start doing. I get most of my most productive painting sessions are always when I'm hanging out with Gabe or Chris. What do we got here? I missed some things. F-Man wants to know, Jason, it's been a while. Can we get some 40K orcs? Maybe that new war bike?
A lot of people, since they announced the new orcs, have been asking. With the Blood Angel and Orc set, I guess it's coming out for 11th. Is that 11th edition?
Yeah, Armageddon, the new Armageddon
box.
Yeah, fourth time's a charm, right?
I really wish it would have been the Armageddon Steel Legion. The thing in freaking 40K that the whole setting is known for.
Based on,
nice.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
But
let's do Blood Angels.
Whatever. It's got to be Blood Angels. I mean, it should have been Black Templars
at a minimum, because they've been chasing that whole group for forever. Isn't that the whole thing at the end of the last Armageddon? It was what's his name and the Black Templar were like chasing after the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. That's all helmet, lips, and toofuses.
F-Man, I got you. I saw it. I gotta wait for breaks.
There we go. I think that's a great color of flesh. Popping close?
I dig it.
The grays kind of do give a mottled look to it, but we all get that all the highlighting and stuff is popping through really nice, especially along all of these carvings in the skin, which is really great. And then over on the dark side, we're still getting the musculature to show well. The one step fills in the details, but it makes a model feel like you painted it instead of used a contrast paint.
Yes.
A lot of people were asking, you can back out. A lot of people had asked in the comments for some of the reviews that people were doing, like, oh, it just looks like, a more opaque version of contrast, which isn't why you want to use contrast. And I'm like, well, yes, it is. Actually, what you want is the magic that we're producing that makes a model feel like you actually painted it, not slap the thin paint on the top of it.
Exactly.
So, when you go in with an expectation of contrast paints, right, or speed paints with one step, you'll be surprised. You need to turn up the volume on your the brightness that's underneath. I've got a lot of models over here. Like here, I'll preview some of the next upcoming colors, right? So
you heard it here first.
Yeah, so I'm just slopping them on, testing for color, and these aren't finalized from formulation. But as I go through and test it out, this one I really like. It's like a greenish yellow instead of a yellow green. And when we do stuff like this, this is just over white. And so we're getting the shading, we're getting the color and contrast that I really want on it. But it's meant to make it look like it has more color than the color showing through from behind. And so this is the kind of opacity that we want, right? We've got a really, really good, if you're buying that Blood Angels box, this is going to rock your socks. The red is just tremendous. Sick. Yeah, the red is tremendous. So, but again, it looks more like you painted a model than the other paints because it gives you a coating that doesn't feel like, oh, you just applied a wash or a thin paint on it. And that's what we're going for. We want it to feel, that's why we use the exact same pigment we use in Pro Acryl on all of these. Yep. So
Yeah, Sniper Corgi said the same thing. My biggest problem with most contrast paints is that they're all over for coverage, with a lot of them just being slightly darker wash effect. One Step actually feels like it's consistently a full paint.
Yep, that was the goal.
That's exactly
that
right.
was, and I hate when I have to reiterate that, until I'll use it, it wasn't something that we would make.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with this, because at the end of the day, when I put it down, it looks like I've done more work. I just took multiple steps and turned it into one simple step, which is why the paint's called One Step, right? Because that application of flesh would have been a lot harder to do, layering up and mixing shadow flesh and graphite gray together and applying them as I would with, like, a standard blend. If we were just working up blends on skin tones, right? This take a lot longer to get to this point. And this one already gives us a lot of contrast, where I really just have to go in with a highlight on this, and we'll get the same kind of contrast we have on one where we didn't do this kind of painting at all. So it can eliminate, and it will make your painting faster by nature of eliminating some steps, if it's the right steps to eliminate.
Yes.
I don't think that these paints are necessarily something that you should plan to paint your whole army with all the time. Although when I did my Legion, as you saw on stream, my Star Wars army, it looked great, and I didn't have a problem with that at all. So we had somebody in the Discord today say that, that kind of led them to buy their own Legion army, because they really liked the way that the Rebels turned out that we did. And that's great. Oh, I probably should clean this brush before we get too much further along.
Quick.
The airbrush.
Oh, the airbrush, yeah.
Or we wind up with problems.
We got Rattlecan. What up, nerds? I'm late. Where's Chris at? Is he sick? No, he's in Alaska.
On a cruise.
He's on a cruise with his family. And Gabe is also out today. So you get the C team. What would we say? The D team. I think that's what he called me earlier.
The D team.
The D team. It's recorded, chat.
Well, but that's only by you have only Chris to blame, because the only reason you're the D team is because Chris said he's the C team.
Chris said he's the C team.
Now, chat could vote and say, well, you're the B team. Because you're doing better than Chris. So if you're doing better than Chris, you're immediately into the B team, because he gave himself a 79.
That's true.
Not a 78. So there's no room. There's no room. As soon as you go up from 79, you're 80. We don't do fractions here, because that's hard math.
No,
so
I can't round.
No. 79, 80. That's how I count. That's how it works. So chat, it's up to you. He could be the C minus team.
Me?
Right? Or just the C team, because Chris said he's a solid C plus.
He's a solid C plus. He's 79. Ragnar says P team for Phil.
P?
P-E-E.
The P team.
P team.
That's a pee-pee poo-poo joke.
That's pee-pee poo-poo. We love if I knew where all the sound effects were on this board, I'd do the laughter, but I don't know what it is. So
just hit random buttons. It makes it worthwhile.
First try.
That was the laugh one. That's good.
I did it.
That's the one that goes on forever,
that one
too.
went for a long time.
That's the good one.
I had to pull it away. There's no Bilbo song. I know. I'm not singing Bilbo to you guys.
Bilbo
Baggins. Greatest little hobbit of them all.
Uh-oh. Got him.
I'll sing. Jason says I'm not allowed to sing.
Phil is actually worse than Chris. He doesn't use some effects, and he reads less of chat. Wait, how can you possibly read less chat than Chris does?
I am trying, okay?
You're trying to read less?
I'm trying to read more.
Oh. I was going to say, you'd have to be trying to read less than Chris does.
I don't read very fast.
Phil can't read. So, he was a Marine.
I was. If there's green-colored crayons around here, I'll eat them faster than anybody else.
Is green your favorite?
Green's my favorite flavor.
All right.
18 confirmed. Thank you, Papa Chicken. I knew you had my back. I missed. I'm sorry about the stream streaks and I forgot to look over there. Chris, so everyone needs to know. Before I came today, Christopher gave me a guide. He said, "This is everything you will need to know."
And guess what he
about how to run the stream.
Guess what he didn't put on there?
Like he didn't put on turn on the computer.
Anything about be nice to chat.
Didn't say anything.
It doesn't say anything about being nice to chat.
It says it doesn't mention chat once.
Not
just
once.
So you guys know.
Chat's not even. Oh no, it does. It says reset the chat window.
It says to close the chat window.
Oh, it says close the chat window. He didn't even want to deal with him. I don't even know this guy.
So if we blame anybody,
I pay this. I pay for this.
He does.
That's the sad thing.
You do probably way too much. So if we're chat, I need you on board. If we're gonna blame anybody, the theme of today's stream, outside of it being One Step Launch Day, it is Christopher's fault. That is the theme. Thank you. What are you doing, Jason? What's next?
Well, I want to do his fur. The mane.
The mane.
What color should the mane be?
Oh,
I could cheat and use some of the new colors, the next one-step colors too.
How, Jason? You
What?
should use the colors that came out today,
Oh, I
so
should,
people
shouldn't
could
I?
get them.
I shouldn't I?
Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna have people excited about things they can't get again.
Well, I'm thinking.
And we've been doing that for 3 months with one step.
I'm thinking dark green brown would be pretty cool.
Dark green brown.
So let's do dark green brown.
There we go. It's been decided. Wise Wolf said blonde.
Oh, wait though, because I want to do like a very tarnished gold. So I don't know that dark green brown might not be better to do over the gold stuff. So let's not do that. Let's do. We can mix some colors again.
You could do a red mane.
I was thinking red for the cloth.
Oh, the cloth. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So we got gold trinkets all over him. These plates that are stuck on him and stuff.
Yep.
I got cloth, and then I have a mane. And so I was thinking that the mane would be a brownish, so I can take warm brown, and mix it with something. Some yellow.
I see yellow a lot in chat.
I think warm.
And by a lot, at least twice.
I think warm brown and yellow would be a good mix.
Let's
do that. Again, just showing how versatile One Step is. You don't have to worry about it. They're not like oily paints. They're not weird. They don't swirl color weirdly. You saw how the gray and the flesh tone work so great. All of them work exceptionally well.
It's just colors. It's just
colors.
paint.
Just paint.
Just paint. Sarcastic Grandpa will type slower. That won't help. I appreciate it though, because when you hit enter, it all comes at the same speed.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works, but you guys go for it.
Yeah, I mean you can try. That's fine. November 627. Hey, when does set 2 come out for One Step? I need something new.
Looking at probably like July, August, around Gen Con.
Okay.
Gabe has asked if we can make it a Gen Con thing.
Oh,
so
Gabriel.
You want a little bit more yellow than that.
More yellow. Ring it up. Is there a difference between the one-step pre-mix paints and just mixing the medium with a standard pro acrylic paint?
Yes.
Good question, Scorched Earth.
Yes, there will be a difference because the one-step medium is taking all of what makes a paint one step and then adding it to a paint that is not one step. So, you know, in a perfect, when you mix a paint specifically for its use, then you have just the products you need in it. When you put special sauce in with the Pro Acryl paints, you have what's in Pro Acryl that's different from in our one-step paints, that causes them to act just a touch differently, but it's really, really close. Really, really close. You might see a little bit more spotting of pigment with the Pro Acryl colors that are more opaque, like black, you know, dark blue, dark navy blue, stuff like that. You might see a little bit more of that, but it's going to work great. Yeah, we just have to kind of fight against the things that make Pro Acryl so great at what it does. With what we're adding to it with special sauce. Oh, that's a good color. This is like 50-50. We'll call it warm brown and warm yellow.
That's nice.
That's a really good color.
TK, I bought One Step today. Feel like I need to buy more minis. This just feels right.
Awesome.
It does. Sniper Corgi has a question.
All the miniature companies need to pay us.
They do. They absolutely do.
For the excitement we're going to generate.
So much.
For people wanting new models.
Speaking of new models. All right. See, I know. I wasn't trying to do the Christopher bit, but it felt right. From Sniper Corgi, any recommendations for a cloth color to go with Jade Armor for my Votan?
Jade Armor works really good with cloth that is like a cream, you know, parchment color is always a good thing to go with. You could do like burnt orange if you want to get flashy. Sometimes the turquoise and orange or jade and orange and turquoise and oranges, blue greens and oranges work fantastic, but sometimes it can be a little over the top. Depends on what you want your final product to look like. I think the better thing would be kind of a, you know, a tannish off-white cloth, you know, something in the khaki olive flesh range would work great.
Olive flesh. Christopher loves that.
Yes.
Mused out. I sent, how is this for slower, Phil, in 7 different messages. Thank you. That didn't help, actually. If anything, that probably made it harder to read.
Because now you got to keep track of it?
Now it's like, now there's other chats in between, and my brain, nah.
Now it's a game.
Now it's
how do I get to piece the right ones together?
Sometimes gamifying things works, other times not. Papa Chicken, is this the same special sauce that goes on? Oh, okay, this is a joke question. It goes on two
It's
all beef
Papa
patties.
Chicken, for crying out loud,
Hey,
so.
I'm learning. Is this the same special sauce that goes on 2 all beef patties with lettuce, cheese, sesame seed bun?
Yeah, we were just dying for a lawsuit.
Yeah,
Here.
exactly. We love the nondescript burger. The Bud wants to know, when mixing special sauce with regular paint, what is the approximate ratio?
I like 3 to 1, medium to paint.
Medium to paint,
To
3
start?
to 1.
You may, like I said, depending on the opacity of the color you're mixing it with, you might want more, and you could go up to like 5 to 1, right? But be careful, because it's very powerful for what it does. You don't need as much of it to work with your paints as you do with like the glazed wash medium. So if you're familiar with using the glazed wash medium, you don't have to use that much.
That is good to know. Swift Bear, you just made me realize I haven't been welcomed in. How do I know whose stream this is? Speaking of
The
streams.
sign's literally on the door.
Is it?
It kind of.
What door?
Well, the one where you came in. You had to know which stream you're going to, didn't you?
Is that a door? That's like a...
Yeah, I think that counts.
Does it?
It's a digital doorway.
A digital door.
It's a door. It's a digital entryway.
What kind of door? Is it a digital revolving door? A digital
I think it's more
French
of a
door?
digital French door.
Too big.
We do have an
door.
office in France, so we can get away with that.
We can. Yes. All right.
None of us speak French, but
Tune in tomorrow for our French stream where Christopher tries to speak French the whole time.
do you know French?
No, I said Christopher for a reason.
Oh,
I don't know French.
Chris isn't back tomorrow.
I know.
He's
That was,
gone all week.
that was the joke.
This is his week. He's out.
Oh, that was the joke. We're explaining the joke to people. It's okay. He's not back till next week, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and we're off on Monday too. Are you streaming on Monday?
What's Monday?
Memorial Day?
No.
No. Didn't even let me finish saying the day.
No. I'm taking a day off. I need a day. I deserve a day off.
You deserve a day. Panic Bomb. I tried bronze transparent blue mix this weekend on a Sons of Horus Centurion.
It is so good.
Oh, yeah. That's a statement. Was it good? Was it bad? How did it turn out for you?
There is no chance for that to be bad.
Well, there you go.
Those are great colors.
Those are good colors. Oh yeah, Beard Science. Respond to that question. And question mark. So I feel too.
Yeah, bronze and transparent blue are amazeballs together.
Yes.
They make a really good like seafoam, like dark seafoam green metallic. It was my favorite mix that just stumbled upon one day when people were asking about the metallic medium and how to use the transparent paints with the metallics.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Don't just rely on the metallic medium. Realize that you can make all sorts of cool colors by taking the metals we already have and moving the transparency into those. And the yellow metals with the transparent blue and the transparent purple are freaking amazing. The greens. So, yeah.
Speaking of mixing colors, Jason, Wengeance over on YouTube wants to know, how do I mix colors better? I always add white to make it brighter.
Yeah, white will definitely do what you want it to do. It'll make a color brighter, but it will desaturate it, meaning that, and this is true of any tint, tone, and shade. When you mix colors and you mix a darker color into a lighter color, it will start to replace the color you've mixed it with, and that is what we call desaturation. It'll move one color into another. The problem is when you use neutral colors like black and white. I can't tell if in the sculpt this is hair.
I think it... From what I can see, staring into this bright light, I say yes, it's hair.
All right, we'll color it like hair.
If I'm wrong, blame Christopher's light placement.
Yeah.
He put it right above.
It doesn't look bad by going his hair, because it ends in like a little hair-looking thing. So we're going to do it as hair.
It'll work.
I think that pulls it off. Right?
Success.
But to get better at mixing colors, you've already got the right idea, because the reason you're using white is because it's bright, so it should brighten up the color it's mixed with. That's the way that works. The difference when using something not white, or what I call fake whites, is that you can help retain the color you're highlighting as its own thing, so to speak. So reds are usually really good. Let's do some red, and I'll show you.
Yes, red. Do we need palette cam?
Grab some Pyro Red. Yeah, you can switch over to the palette if you want.
I just see the big button that says palette cam, so I want to hit it.
He wants to hit the.
I want to hit the buttons.
So there's some pyro red. And let's grab some white. Some bold titanium white. And then let's grab a color like peach flesh.
That was a good tone you were holding there.
Peach flesh.
Peach flesh is one of amp colors, right? Where's Dallas? Dallas, you out there?
Yeah, peach flesh is a color that it can act as a fake white. Obviously, it's nowhere near bright as white. White is your highest value, so it's going to be much brighter. But it's a bright enough color compared to the red that it will still brighten it up. Okay? So that's what you're looking for. Don't be fooled by the fact that white is so bright that you have to find a color as bright as white, because there isn't one, right? But then if I take some of the white and mix it in with this spot of red up here, the first thing you notice is it desaturates it. And what happens to red? Go back over to the cam.
Yeah.
What happens when you desaturate reds is you get pinks, right? Pinks and magentas, because that's where they go. So that can be a good highlight for red, right? I can just take some base red and, blend that in there. And that can work really well as a color that gives you a highlight for your red. Wet blend it on my finger there. Right, so red into white red works okay. But now, if we take the flesh tone, I like flesh tones into my reds. Then I keep it to where, if I can get the same value here, then I can get it to where I keep more red in it, right? Without having to go orange. Flesh tones do a good job of this. Yellows obviously take your red into orange, right? And then as I add more white to my white mix here, for like a final highlight, then I've got basically just a pale pink, right? So here's my first and then a brighter one using the white. And then if I add more of the peach flesh into this mix to get it brighter, right? I keep it more red. So you can find a way to do really nice highlights this way by not using white and using something that has typically more yellow in it, like flesh tones. But the flesh tones will also have some reds in them. So everything will trend it towards pink. You can use just pale yellow as well, and pale yellow will give it more of an orangish hue. I typically look at the model that I paint, and red is already a very warm color. Do I want to warm it up more and have orange highlights? Do I want to cool it down and have the white with the pink? Or do I want to keep it kind of centered and do like this? Because there you go. Now you're seeing it better when the light's not dead on it, right? You can see that with white, I get these desaturated reds, and with the peach tone, I still get more red into my highlights. That's true of all colors. Now, when you're talking about things like blue, and then take we have. If I were just taking my normal blue and highlighting it, right? You've got blue, and then by putting white blue into it, right? White blue is my fake white that works great for cool colors. So even purples, some greens, and definitely all the blues. White blue is the go-to because it will start to highlight these colors without sapping all the blue out of them, is basically the point, right? And it's a pretty bright color. It looks like it's almost white, but then you put white next to it, and again, it's not even close. I mean, it is. It's closer than the blue is, but that's still a big jump. But this will still get you brightness. And the thing that you do by doing this is you always leave white as a way to brighten your color even further. If you're doing something like metallic shine or reflective surfaces like glass and metal, then you always have white as an additive late in the game, as opposed to using it early when it can get you into trouble real quick by putting too much value on the model and kind of off balancing all of your contrast. Right? So anytime you're mixing colors for value, meaning you're tone and shading a color for midtones and shadows and highlights, just look for something that is dark, that's either in the same family of colors. So if I'm shading a red, maybe I use a dark brown. If I'm shading a blue, maybe I use a dark purple. something like that that's going to drag the color into the shadows but keep it in the color family, as opposed to black, which moves everything towards grayishness as it goes into shadow. And when you look at the world around you, not everything goes to gray in the shadows. Everything's just a darker color version of the color.
The same color, yeah.
But unfortunately, that's not how subtractive mixing works. You don't just get a darker red by mixing black into it. You get a grayish
Get
red.
gray red, yeah.
Yeah. So
cool. What's next? Helmet, trinkets, or cloth?
I think the cloth, because they've got trinkets on the top of it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I think the cloth is next. So let's do that with just straight crimson. Kapow!
Kapow! We like crimson.
Actually, let's since we're mixing, we're on a mixing kick.
We're on a mixing kick.
Let's mix a little yellow with the crimson.
Woo!
Right. Oh no! You know what? Even better, which we did on the demo model in the videos, we'll do that again live here, is we'll show you how these colors go over one another so well.
Oh.
Right? So we'll do it yellow first.
Yellow, then red.
Yeah, because if I do the base as
Crimson.
yellow, then I set up the nice tone. And here it's kind of a trick to remember that what you want to do is be putting your brighter color on first and then filtering the dark color, because these colors are transparent. So when you do this, you can't put the crimson on and then the yellow over the crimson and get as good of an effect. You can do it, it's just not going to give you as good of an effect, right? So instead, start with the yellow, then the crimson over the yellow will have a really, really cool effect at the end of the day. Again, here I'm not flooding as much on there, enough to where it's getting the effect, but not so much that it bleeds off onto my flesh tone if I do it right. I always say that's the one thing I have a hard time with this kind of painting, is not being sloppy. Because I'm a sloppy painter anyway. And these paints being low viscosity and, basically like painting with washes, I got to be careful to not have them run into each other.
Oh, I did it bad. I'm painting Britonia right now.
Yeah.
For Blood Bowl and my old world stuff. And I'm doing blue and yellow.
Yep.
And I was like, I'll try one step. And just doing like doing a
Had
test
them all
model.
bleed together.
Oh, it was just green stripes everywhere the colors touched. It was terrible.
Yeah, you can paint with them very specifically.
Oh, you totally
just gotta
can.
be careful with it.
I just didn't.
And you can layer them up. They don't tear if you paint right over the top of it. So if I want more yellow on the highlight areas, just go put more yellow on
More yellow.
Very simple.
Speaking more mixing questions. Can you mix, this is from Jeff Brando, can you mix one step with regular Pro Acryl without the sauce to get a result? Nothing specific in mind, I just,
100%.
as I don't have it yet.
100%. One of the best things about it is that we made it so that you can mix them together for the purpose of getting a color that makes sense as a highlight and a shade for these base coats that you're putting on. You can imagine that, you're putting these colors on over a zenithal highlight, whether it's white and black or purple and taupe like we've done here. And what you're really getting is not the color out of the bottle. You're getting the mix of the color out of the bottle with the color of primer you're putting it over, right? And so that's the hardest thing, I think, for people to really realize, is that the color looks one way when you put it on the palette, but as soon as you touch the model with it, it looks different, right? This yellow won't be the same color in the bottle I'm loading my brush from as it is, on the model, because it's having to get darkened and lightened by the purple and the taupe. And so especially when you do chromatic undertones, those things will become even more different and for the final product. And mixing it with, you could take dark purple primer or dark purple out of our regular line and mix it with this yellow to get a good shade that matches the shade that's on the model. So the answer is yes. You can mix them with normal Pro Acryl colors. They stop being one-step colors when you mix them with opaque colors.
That doesn't mean you can't do it, though.
No, but yeah, you just do it as you want, because it allows you to create the highlight color you need. Like for this skin tone, I'll take the exact one-step mix that I made and then put it on, or mix into it, a little bit of white or bright flesh tone or something, so that I can have, I got a little bit of it that went off onto the leg here. So.
Oh, we can't see. You're not centered right now.
Good.
It was on purpose. He didn't want anybody to see it.
Just as I planned it.
Papa Chicken wants to know, have you done any wet blending with the one step yet? I have. I love it. On accident sometimes, on purpose other times.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, Phil just got green.
I did. I got green real fast. It was the easiest green I ever made. Swifter Bear has a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really struggling with painting a black cloak. I used dark purple in the folds to dark gray blue on the raised edges, then went over it with transparent black. And I feel like I either put too many passes on it or something because it looks really muddy now. Do you have any suggestions or corrections?
Okay. Okay.
It's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. Read it back for what he's starting with.
Yep. I used dark purple in the folds to dark gray blue on the raised edges, and then he went over it with transparent black.
You didn't go bright enough, number one, before putting the black on it. The idea with filters is that you have to over brighten the surface before putting the filter on, or you will lose all your color. Because putting black over dark colors just makes it a chromatic black. So you're going to get a very flat, like you say muddy, but I bet it's just a very flat kind of color overall. It might have a little bit of the blue purple to it, but it's just black, really, just a chromatic black. What you need to be doing is, like if you go watch the video on our YouTube that talks about me painting this Antonio LT gray, you'll notice that I did it with dark purple, Payne's gray, white, blue, and then did the black wash over the top, much like doing the black transparent you're doing. But I had to bring all the highlights up to almost as bright as you see them here before doing the wash. And so the model looks really weird before you put the filter on, if you're doing it correctly. Because you need that over bright surface that's going to look like a gray cloak, or it's going to look like a bright blue cloak or something, right? Because if we go, what do I got? I got something like this, right?
Ozzy, what's up?
So if I take dark purple, see if I can make this happen without it being too rushed. Sometimes when I'm layering like this, it gets too rushed. So let's take dark purple here into dark gray blue, you said, right?
Into dark gray blue, yep. Dark purple in the folds to dark gray blue on the raised edges.
You know me, I don't ever just paint the shadow area. I paint it all.
The whole thing.
Whole thing purple. Nobody got time for playing around like that.
Why be precise? Or I'm just going to cover it up. Mo says, take it to 11 before you drop it back down to 10. Yep.
That's Kenny saying. I'm almost like, if we're really talking about it, you're going way above just 1 point of difference. But yes.
Jason says 15.
Yeah. Dark gray blue. See, dark gray blue and dark purple are not too dissimilar in their value. Dark gray blue is brighter, but only just barely. So it's not going to provide enough brightness for the black to maintain the value and the contrast that you've really wanted on the model. Right? You've got to build up more. But this is going to wet blend a little. But here I would go in with the dark gray blue and catch the top edges here.
Scary Duck, good afternoon. That's an awesome looking model. Thank you so much.
Oh, this one's a test model.
That one is a test model. It's one of our texture trainers,
Sorry.
the Crone.
Yeah. I'm doing a live question and answer right now. So with somebody asking about how to do black cloth with using a black as a filter. So you're not painting with black. You're basically painting with 2 other colors. In this case, dark purple and dark gray blue. So I just come back in and I'll sketch the dark gray blue real quick.
It's still a cool model, Jason.
It is a cool model.
It is one of our texture trainers, one of the Crone. Texture trainer number 3.
I designed this.
You did. That's why it's a cool model. Well, it's not the only reason. If it had been a bad model, I'd tell you. But it's not.
That gives us the blue and the purple highlights and the purple and the shadows like you were talking about. Now, here, going back to our previous conversation, is how do I brighten up the dark gray blue? I'm going to go with just gray blue, right? Because they were kind of meant for one another.
It's in the name.
It's in the name.
It's in the name.
Right? I'm going to use gray blue. And the first step here is just a little bit. I mean, you could probably just use them separately, but I'm just going to mix them together to get an in-between color here. So call it 50-50 gray blue, dark gray blue. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue to, I'm going to do some really scritchy painting here.
Scritchy?
Scritchy.
Is that a technical term?
Yes.
We're scritching. We're doing the scritch.
Doing some scritches.
Doing some scritches.
Right, just so I can have some texture on it. and also because my paint's all wet. So it helps me to balance out the fact that the paint that I'm doing this over has not dried yet. The biggest problem with doing live demos is that now we're wet blending everything.
Too fast.
Yeah, now we're wet blending everything. So then to just gray blue by itself.
Kevin McReynolds, what type of brush should be used for one-step paints? Any of them.
The same brush you normally use.
Yep, nothing's different. It's
around here. You'll hear me say all the time: use the brush you're comfortable painting with. There is not a world that I live in where you use a custom brush for anything unless the technique requires it, like a dry brush. A dry brush has a particular shape and ability you want to use, so you can't dry brush with it. I mean, you can dry brush with any brush, but is it going to perform right? No, you kind of need the brush you need. But other than that, no, you use whatever brush gives you good results. You know, I read something today where somebody was trying to say that, you know, for metallics, it's better to use your synthetic brush because it'll ruin your sable brushes. And I'm like, quit spreading mistruths. It's like paint with the brush that you paint well with and paint everything you want to paint with the brush you paint well with. That make sense?
I think so.
Yeah. Just
I think I get it.
Use the brush that makes your painting look good.
Amen. Preach.
Brushes are disposable. I don't mean that you have to buy 1 million of them. You don't have to spend $1 million on your brushes, but they are disposable. It doesn't matter what brush you buy. It's going to ruin.
It's going to get bad.
It's going to get bad, right? So there you go. So now you're looking at this saying, but I want it black.
But we want black.
Follow along. Now I'm going to go to white
Trust
blue.
me. White blue.
White blue.
T. Schmidt, glad to see new guy Phil on stream. It's been a minute. Hi, T. Schmidt. Long time. I haven't been on stream in a hot minute. I jump into chat every now and again when work allows. The downside to Jason streaming while I'm at work is I'm at work. I can't always stop and watch.
Yes. And again, just...
This is white blue, right?
White blue, yeah. This is just our brightest highlight that we'll do.
The highest scritch. Panic Bomb, my original number 3 Sable is getting worn down to a nub. Probably time to get a new one. I did. Can I tell people stuff? Am I allowed to tell people stuff?
What stuff?
About when we're getting brushes restocked?
Sure.
I got an email today that it has been shipped.
Oh, good.
So we should be seeing brushes here very soon.
Good. I like to hear it.
For those that are waiting. Keep an eye out. Panic Bomb, you have one. You should use it.
Hey there.
All right. So
there you go. So now you might
blue.
look at that and you might go, oh my God, what the hell are you doing? Right? Well, the goal here is to make sure that you have a good base, good midtones over that base, good highlights, right? That's what you're trying to create. I'm going back with just some of the dark gray blue here.
A little bit of dark gray blue.
Give us a little bit of dark gray blue in this areas, right? So you're sketching. So when you hear this term sketching, when you're sketching with paint, it's really meaning that in most cases that you're just painting loosely to set up what you want. So you're testing something, you're playing with it, you're putting value on a thing like we're doing right now. We're value sketching, so we're just getting dark, mid-tone, and bright highlights on a thing to find volumes, whatever. Now, if you want to go back, and you said you use black transparent?
Transparent black is what was said.
Transparent black. So we use transparent black. Boom. Now, with transparent black, you want to mix this into a glaze. Remember that the transparents are not glazes straight out of the bottle. You need to make them such. So we take it.
How do I do that, Jason?
You put it in a freaking measuring cup.
What if I don't have one?
You can do this on the palette.
Okay.
I'm just so used to doing this in a cup.
Get the cups.
Pee in a cup.
Don't pee in this cup, please. Please.
Now, the fun thing here is I'm going to do it with special sauce because this is a day about talking about one step.
One step stream.
Yeah, I'm going to show you how doing this with one step can not only make glazing really simple, but it also creates a deal where you turn this black into more of a wash. So we'll call that 2 or 3 to 1. Paint to medium.
2 to 3 to 1. So 2 to 3.
2 or 3 medium to paint.
Medium to paint.
Yeah.
Got it. Dry brushes, yes. I should be a little bit of all the brushes coming in. Or Shadowcast. Whittle Goblin is raiding with us.
What is going on?
75 people. That's so many
Witty.
people. I don't even have that many friends. That's okay. I only have 2.
Phil, you don't have friends.
Yeah. I lied. One of them is my mom and the other one's my dad.
Oh, I mean, that's sweet. That's sweet.
I don't
Hold on,
think
Whitty.
they agree, but that's okay.
All right, so just a little bit of dampness on your brush is all you need with one step. And we've just basically taken a normal paint and turned it into one step paint. Now I'm going to paint more like normal. I'm going to take some of it off here, and then we're going to just glaze it over the top. And instantly you drag, because of the black, you drag all of your highlights down into grays, even though we use white, blue, and gray blue.
Gray.
Right. And you start moving all of those colors into a world of black.
Shadowcast, not Chris and Gabe? No.
Use the airbrush, just air here to help speed dry this. This part I can't really go fast with. Like coat over coat, it won't do anything.
That's true.
When you're using things like a filter or a glaze, you need to let them cure before putting more wetness on them, or you will tear your base layer every time.
Reddit. Whittle taking a midday break to say hi. Hello.
Hello.
I like the little dude on her shoulder. We do too.
Hello.
Jason sculpted this one.
And then we go.
We
I
make
didn't
it.
sculpt it. I designed it.
You designed it. Sorry. Jason handmade this with a
Yes.
chisel and hammer.
Yes. This one is made of stone.
It kind of looks like stone. Like Zenithal it.
And bingo. Now you have a more passable black cloth with 2 coats of that on top of it. Pop in close.
Pop in close.
Boom.
Boom.
Now you have a passable black cloth where you can see that I had to push my highlights into a much higher brightness than I was comfortable with, and so that when I put the black over it, I still get those highlights showing through. But I still have that bluish tint to the highlights and that purplish tint to the shadows. So that's the method that you use when underpainting and then filtering black back over the top. So it can make black very easy to paint, but you have to remember that when you're doing your base coats, you've got to push them to a level of brightness that you're probably not going to be comfortable with, right? You have to make it look kind of crazy. One of the best videos we have on YouTube is an old one, and I think it's something like from ugly to awesome or something like that. It's painting this Raven Guard Space Marine.
Oh yeah,
it's
an old one.
Back when 9th edition or 8th edition came out or something. I don't know. When Primaris were first released. This was the first Primaris, and I had a buddy of mine print up Primaris scaled beaky helmets.
It was 8th, wasn't it?
Maybe 8th when Primaris came out?
I think so.
Yeah, so this was that time, right?
We don't speak about that time.
It's good gosh, I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, wow, these resin pieces have like sweat resin through.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Didn't cure all the way.
Look at that. See?
Yeah,
see how shiny it is on the gun? That's all because the resin wasn't ever cured, and you paint it, it sweats. It's so horrible. It's why I don't like 3D printing models for gaming. But when you go over this, you'll see that what I did is I painted it all in dark gray, a dark neutral gray, neutral gray, and bright neutral gray, and just sketched those colors on here to give it really, really rough highlights and such. Then I filtered it with a mix of transparent black and transparent blue over the top, so you get that kind of bluishness in the highlights.
Oh yeah.
Right, and then transparent black and transparent red in the shadows, just to give it a little bit of a warmer shadow. And then use the airbrush to filter it. But the same thing applies, and then you just go back and highlight it again for the metallic sheen on top. But this will give you a really, really great way to do black. But if you go watch this video, it's on our YouTube, just hunt for it. It will show you how messy this model looked before we did the filter on it. Because it will hide everything that was done in the way that there weren't very good blends or any of that. But the airbrush filter covers all those sins and makes things look really, really good. So again, this is a fantastic way to paint. You just have to be comfortable getting to that level where it's the model is going to look horrible before it looks great. Make sense? All right. Alrighty. I think on this is as simple as I probably should use the yellow again here.
Oh, I need to punch out. We are looking at his feet.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just responding to chat. That's not your fault. I'm in charge.
I'm just going to use the same yellow we were already using for the cloth.
One step warm yellow?
Yep, one step warm yellow.
All right.
Just straight, no chaser.
Jason, have we ever considered doing a design competition for a new texture trainer?
No.
There we go. No, we have not.
I haven't.
Answered.
It could be interesting.
That'd be cool.
Um, I only worry about those things because of like rights
Yep.
licensing.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to do stuff like that. I'm going to say it out loud. I think that companies that do that have no good ideas of their own. Not to be offensive, but everybody can come up with really cool stuff. I just don't know what the rights licensing would look like. Do I have to buy it from you? Do I have to pay you for it? All that kind of stuff. We could do something like that. We could do something where we, you know,
Gabe.
the winner, you know, gets a prize that basically buys the design from you, and then we make it.
Oh, there you go.
I just wouldn't want to be in a position where we like had to give royalties to somebody for making a design, right?
Yeah.
But on the business side, that's the only question that I ever have with those types of things. From a, you know, like we've had fun, like, you know, what color would you like to see in Procryl next, kind of stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, I like the idea.
I think it's a cool idea. Execution might be interesting. That's why you pay Gabe.
No, your next thing you're gonna tell me is Gabe's a paid professional.
I didn't say that. I just
Okay.
said that's why you pay him.
Oh,
I didn't say anything about professionalism. You're putting words in my mouth. Mojo Kojo, love that name by the way. I followed your Just Do This video, which made my painting way better. Sometimes it's made some of the texture on my model chalky. What am I doing wrong?
Probably not offloading the moisture on your brush enough. You're putting too much
water.
liquid on the model. And what happens is it allows the pigment to kind of float around and become chalky. This is a problem when glazing or doing that thin layer, you know, because I say in that video and the way that I paint a lot of times is that the first layer of a color should be thin, and the second layer is, or then you follow that up with a second layer that is more opaque, right? That helps you transition your blends better. It helps you control your color and mixes better, all the good things. It also means that you're painting very thin, and you need to make sure that you're not just putting a whole lot of fluid on the model. Now, today, painting with these paints, I'm putting a whole lot of fluid on the model. But normally, you would see me come over here and take a bunch of this color off on my thumb, and then go do more detailed application like this, right? So you're not flooding the area. And when you're using thin, see-through paints, it's all the more important to follow that rule. Because if you put too much liquid on here, the liquid can dictate where the pigment goes, not your brush stroke, right? Because, you know, we call it coffee staining, right? When you've got a lot of water with a little bit of coffee in it, what happens? When it dries, you get this stain of brown around the edge of where the water was, called a coffee stain. It outlines it, because what happens is the pigment, the coffee grinds, get pulled to the outside due to surface tension of the water, and then the water evaporates and just leaves the ring where the pigment sat around the base of the circle of the dome, right, of the droplet. And so then you're in a position where you start getting cloudiness, chalkiness is what people will refer that as. So just wick more of the color off onto a paper towel or your thumb palette if you're like me, and just use your thumb, and you'll be fine.
Now, is there a reason we didn't go back over the cloth with red before you've moved on to the
Well,
next
because I'm
thing?
just using the yellow, right? I have the yellow and it's wet, so I'm just using it while it's still
Use
here
it while
doing
we
its
got it.
thing. I was being very specific with how I put the yellow on here, and that wasn't needed, because all of this is going to be non-metallic gold. And so in order to get the non-metallic gold to work, I need to have a yellow base, really.
Gold is yellow. Mo is leaving. Bye, Mo.
Mo, see ya. Where you going?
I'm leaving. I'm out for a bit. Does that mean you'll be back? We got 30 minutes. You better be here. Well, I guess we could go as long as Jason wants. Technically, we have 30.
I gotta
Technically, we have 30 minutes.
Jen's out tonight, so I gotta get home to the dogs.
Dogs. Yeah, I gotta get my dog on new anxiety medication. Oh,
is it working?
Oh yeah, it's been great. We just switched it from his other stuff, and he's been good. But for the first 2 weeks, they say his tummy's gonna be upset, and he'll probably poop on your floor.
No,
it's not like upset so much as it just his body adjusting to the new medication. So
I feel like meds that make you poop uncontrollably, not good meds. Just gonna say
it's only for 2 weeks though. I'm one
of the guys.
I take poopy meds to not be anxious.
I'm one of the guys though that's like no outcome of any drug is worth the side effects of these things that I see on TV.
Well, some of them on TV are like bleeding from every orifice.
Yes.
Like no,
you
thank
bleed
you.
from your anus.
Yeah. I said I'd poop, not bleed out of my butt. I'm okay with that.
Other side effects may lead up to and include death. I'm like, wow. I'm not interested in the death part of this.
I'll deal with the headache, thanks.
Yeah, yeah. Not really interested in the death part.
Yeah. Gojo says that makes perfect sense. I hardly wick any water off, and I'm a new convert to the thumb palette.
Yeah,
to absorb it. There
that's
you go.
100% the issue. Then
there you go.
Right, we did it the other day, and it without seeing it happen, it's hard to just show you because it could be tricks and mirrors, right? But somebody asked me this the other day, popping close.
Oh yes.
And so what we did is we had, I think it was Crimson One Step on these bags.
Yeah.
And what I did is if people are saying, hey, when I'm glazing with bright colors, because usually you're only going to see it with your bright colors, but I guarantee it's happening with your dark colors too. They just don't provide as much contrast on the model, so it's not recognizable to your eye. So bright colors are typically where people have this problem with calling it cloudy or chalky or whatever.
Sure.
And you can see here that I did it with white. This is pure titanium white, and I glazed it without wicking it off of my brush. I just loaded a bunch of pigment of thin white on my brush, and then I painted it on here. Now, I overloaded it a little bit to show you in context what happens, but you can see all this coffee staining, like that line right there that goes across there.
Yep.
That's coffee staining. Then the cloudiness and the chalkiness here. It looks like you've spilled chalk on this and tried to wipe it off, right? It looks like a weathering pigment rather than paint.
Yep.
This is the exact same brush load of paint highlighting this bag. After I wicked what was left, I just touched the model here with a droplet. The droplet ran into the crevices. It made the areas that should have been darker brighter because it flows into the recesses that you don't want it. You know, this bright white around the buckle makes no sense. It's just very hard to control that low a viscosity of thin paint. But when you wick it off, this is the exact same brush load of paint. Let me highlight the red perfectly.
Yeah, it looks great.
Right? And there's no chalkiness to this. This looks like it was supposed to look. But this is all just a function of taking the fluid off before touching the model. Because when you go to the model with the right amount of liquid on the brush, you can control it and get exactly the thing you want. Too much liquid on the brush can cause all sorts of... Now, again, this is over dramatized, but you know, I doubt anybody would put this much liquid on the model, but you might. Right? But in between a lot of this is a lot of stages that you might not like. Right? This is almost like feeling like there's not enough paint on the brush to actually paint with, gives you these kind of results on the left.
That's fantastic.
And that's being able to basically highlight with white over red, which gave me a pretty good result.
Looks like the chalky bag is moldy. Yeah, it's gross. Black Tea Money. Hi, I'm using your Pro Acryl. I'm going to switch all my paints. This has everything you need to do this hobby.
Awesome.
Well, make sure to check out One Step today. It just came out.
All right, so now
What's
we're going
next?
to... Was that a question?
No, he was just saying.
Awesome.
Just stating.
Welcome to our crazy little family.
Our tiny little world.
When doing clone helmets, like so
did I miss one? I missed one.
Stormtroopers, particularly the black details that are very, very narrow. Do you think you should have probed it similar to where you approach eyes and doing them before you do the rest of the helmet? So
talking about like the stripes on top.
Yeah, somebody's asking about trench crusade. That's what we're painting today. Is trench crusade.
Yeah.
So with white, right? The Tau model is probably the best way to look at this.
It is a white model.
Right. So when I'm painting white, I'm less concerned with really, really strong black lining. I'm not a fan of that necessarily. I like darker panel lines, but when I'm looking to have my panel lines be dark, it's really a matter of not putting your bright paint in them. So I start from a dark base. All my models start from, you know, black or a dark purple primer, something really dark. And so then the lines, the yellow helmet's a good example of this. So this, I think, started with a base of mahogany, right? And then I started working up from the mahogany into the warm yellow, into pale yellow. And so that's how we got our yellows, right? Maybe it was burnt sienna. It's some sort of dark orangish, reddish color, right? Because you can see on this side, right? So something like, yeah, I think it actually was burnt sienna. So like, and then into like maybe burnt orange and then warm yellow. So I started it with a warmer tone to offset the cool nature here. But you can see I started with a dark color, excuse me. And then as I'm painting my brighter colors, I just don't put the paint in the cracks. So the cracks stay the dark base color you painted them, and then you're just painting the panels around the cracks, and so now you get built-in dark panel lines. Because going back and trying to paint the panel lines is a nightmare. You're going to hate it at scale. Like going back and trying to fill all these in with black. Yeah, you can do oil washes and stuff, but you still got to clean it up. It's still going to look garbage at the end of the day. So the better idea is to start with something like, in this case, like dark navy blue or whatever I did on the base for the white, and then just don't include those brighter colors. Don't let them get in the cracks, right? So you wind up with dark panel lines everywhere you need them, but I haven't done anything to get them, right? And on the side where your brightness is, if you're airbrushing especially, the brighter paints will get into those cracks, and that's natural. That's the way they should be, right? Because those brighter cracks would brighten up in the light. Like if you do dark panel lining on this, sometimes it's a little over contrasted, although it worked well on the helmet here. So that's the way I do it. I don't spend a lot of time going back and navigating and painting panel lines specifically. You just don't put your brighter colors in it.
Dallas wants to know if we made a video for that Tau model. I think Chris did.
Yes,
YouTube.
There's a full video on paint. It's on the YouTube channel. Is white without using white.
White without using.
Because that's all grays, but it looks white because it's the brightest values on the model, right?
Yep. Oh,
so this is one step crimson.
Crimson. This is going over the yellow on the cloth, right?
Yeah. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of the one step special sauce again, the medium. You do this with water, but I'm going to put some one step medium in there too. This is just to thin it because I don't want it to be purely opaque crimson. I want it to be able to retain a bunch of the yellow underneath it.
Okay.
So that's pretty thin.
Nice.
Right. That's going to leave me with quite a bit of see-through ability.
Yeah. Shadowcast did say he's not referring to the panel lining itself. He's referring to the black undersuit that clones wear and stormtroopers wear.
Oh. Yeah, okay, yeah. That is better to, again, paint first. And
yeah.
Because I don't even think about that because I start from black primer, and when you start from black primer, that just stays black.
Yeah.
Right? Although,
if you airbrush it, when you did Sanguinius, you painted it in, didn't you?
Well, yeah, see, with Sanguinius, because we did him with an airbrush for all of the non-metallic gold as I was setting it up, I had to go back and then paint all that in. I actually used the one-step dark blue black because it immediately seeped into all the areas I needed, and then I just highlighted it back up by adding white blue to it. So, that was what I did there. It's very similar, like the stretchy pants part, of the uniform that comes through on the panels, I think is easy to do that way.
Well, there you go.
So, but this is a bigger scale model, right? So I could get my brush in there and make that work. So on a smaller scale model, like the Legion models, it might be tougher to actually get your paintbrush into those little details. So again, I think painting them first, black primer on the model, and then put all your color around it, and then just do a little bit of highlighting on them to make that work.
And was it thinned crimson?
Yeah, I already didn't have enough on the brush. Right, so we just got done with the yellow. I mean, I guess we did some talking in between there, so it's had longer to dry. But we can go right over the top of one-step color with another one-step color in a pretty good amount of time. Pretty quick. Just when the first coat is dry to the touch, you're ready to go over it.
The next
layer over it however you want. Go for it.
Jebbies, Merry Monday all. I'm insanely excited to go back and rewatch this episode as I'm just starting my Lion too.
Awesome.
It's a lion. Jason, we figured it out.
Yeah, it's from the the Middle Eastern group. I never remember what they're called.
I don't remember either.
But they're like alchemists, and so they do all sorts of weird, flesh crafting kind of stuff. But yeah, we're just showing how to use one step in all its various iterations. We've gone through. I started the show by showing you how to do a good value sketch with a zenithal with the airbrush on this guy, and versus doing it in a dry brush method on the other model that we have here, which is this guy. Talked about using chromatic undertones. This is dark purple and taupe with a dry brush of bright ivory over the top for your brightest color, so it gives a very good value sketch on the model. Put your shadows where they're supposed to be. Gives you a really nice start. Same with this guy, which is dark purple, taupe, and bright ivory. So, showing the ways that you can trick these types of paints, whether it's speed paints or one step, into acting in a much better way by using more colorful undertones for them.
Yeah. AstroTeep has a question about the special sauce.
Sure.
I may have missed it, but when adding the sauce, does it change the color, either lightening it or dulling it, or does it keep the original color?
Keeps the original color. It doesn't add any color to it.
Nope.
You are thinning the paint, so the color will change just by virtue of you thin the pigment, right?
Yeah.
But no, this is still the way crimson would look. It's just much reduced in its intensity because we thinned it out.
Yep.
That's the only difference.
Iron Sultanate, that's their name.
Iron Sultanate.
Jebbies, thank you.
Correct.
We're just here painting models. We don't know anything about them.
Well,
Well,
sometimes we do.
sometimes. This one we didn't.
These we don't. These we don't. That gives us a kind of a really cool, more orangish red.
Yeah, I like it.
Popping close. You can
400.
see no streaking. Just a really, really good blend over that yellow, but it lets plenty of the yellow show through, especially on the highlights, so that cloth is damn near done. You don't have to worry about it too much.
Looks good.
Now we'll do the same thing over the metal areas with orange, though.
Metal areas with orange.
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 I'm going to thin the orange down a whole lot and put it over the yellow, and that'll give us the basis for our
gold.
Gold, yeah.
Okay.
I could do the warm brown, but I think I'm going to do dark green brown over the top to give it a tarnish. So I'm just going to do orange because orange is it's going to be way more punchy. So that's fine. It's going to be more fake 18 karat gold than
we only streak in the chat. That's right.
Again, probably about 2 or 3 to 1 with the medium, just because I'm trying to reduce the opacity even further. You can do this with just water. You do not have to thin one step with a one-step medium. The only reason you would do so is it keeps its viscosity the same. Yep. When you thin with water, it makes it lower viscosity, makes it runnier.
Flows a little different.
Yeah, it flows differently because it's going to go everywhere. You know, so that's really just how you like to control your paints. If you feel like you can control low viscosity paints a lot, and you already do, like I do, I paint thinning everything with just water most of the time, then feel free. I really don't use the one-step medium with one-step paints very often. I reserve the one-step medium for airbrushing, which it works great at, and with the regular Procreate line. Right, so here
we're hitting all the gold pieces now, or what will be gold.
Yep.
40K Dark Angels. I kind of want a cooler green, like modern box art. Do you think dark purple prime and zenithal white blue under dark green one step could work to do this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you could also lighten the dark green one step. Well, I guess you lighten it by just thinning it and putting it over. That would work really well.
There you go.
So that could work. I'm worried this may look just like the cloth.
Well, you haven't hit it with the dark green brown yet.
No, I know. I'm just wondering if the orange was the right idea here.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, it looks fine. It's fine. From a distance, it looks the same. Then up next to it, it's fine.
Got it. Oh, because you did orange, not crimson.
Yeah, it's funny because the crimson and the yellow make orange. The orange over the yellow makes yellow orange. So he's going to be very close. We're just going to have to go with it.
Rumpfenstein. For my future paint rack planning, I've got all the current line of standard Procreate paints. Are you guys planning any other signature or expansion sets anytime soon?
I wish I could tell you with 100% what the timing was going to be. We're focused right now. It's kind of the year of one step. We have just launched the first 12, obviously, today, for those that weren't able to get it at Adepticon. And then the next 12 will be July, August timeframe if all goes well. And then around Black Friday for the next release of one-step colors. So there will be a lot of one-step colors hitting the market this year. As far as other things, I have an expansion set 5 that I want to get out. I don't know when. I'm hoping this year. So we might be able to pull that off and make a really big, Christmas time thing.
That'd be nuts.
We'll just have to see.
There we go. Doghouse Studios. I might have to have special sauce on a monthly auto ship.
It's so good.
It's pretty good.
Have you already been using it?
I have not had a chance. Well, I've used it a little bit. I don't know if Rumpfenstein. No worries, just playing in my paint rack. Doghouse, have you had a chance to use it yet? Did you get it this weekend early at a store? I just ordered it today. Well, you'll love it when you get it. I guarantee it.
It's really good.
I guarantee it.
It's really, really good.
Really, really good.
All right. Now, I want to take a little bit of time to dry this. I'm going to dry brush right over the top of this. Not before I dry it, I'm not. Be very careful when using something like a hair dryer. I don't ever use hot air. I only ever use cold air from the airbrush. But be careful when wanting to kind of fast cure products that you apply with a lot of paint, because you can push the paint around. Yeah, make droplets move all over the place.
Mojo Kojo asks, just to check before I go, what's the finish of One Step like? Did I hear you earlier saying the finish, it's your acrylics?
The finish?
You mean like, is it matte satin?
This is it.
Yeah, that's the finish right there, what we're seeing.
This is it. It's very similar to the matte finish on our paints.
Yeah.
Right? Has a little bit more sheen to it. So kind of in between a matte and a satin.
Yeah.
The more you layer it, the more you layer it, the more satin that you might get, depending on how you're thinning, just like normal paints. Like if you take our matte paints and you thin them way down and glaze a ton of layers with them, you'll break the matte and probably have them be a little bit more satin. But no, it'll be very comfortable for you if you're used to our normal paints. Not quite the matte finish, because it isn't as... We wanted to keep things punchy and vibrant. So one thing you'll learn is that the more matte that a paint is, a little bit of the vibrancy that it loses. It's why coal black versus satin black, you have very similar paints, but one with the coal black is almost like just an ultra dark gray, whereas a satin black is a true spot on black, and it's the satin finish that makes that happen.
Yep.
The duller your finish is, the more kind of desaturated or less vibrant of a color you will see. And so with these, we wanted to be ultra punchy, so we got as close to what we believe is matte, but it's more like what other people call matte.
Yeah, our matte is different than other matte.
Yeah, our matte for normal people is like ultra matte.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna take some pale yellow.
Pale yellow.
I probably need a much smaller brush than this, don't I? We get the big spots.
Oh, going. Should I wait until One Step Set 2 to paint my stormtroopers? Is it worth waiting for the white color?
Oh, boy, I don't know. I never tell people to wait to paint. That always sucks.
Yeah.
Our white is rad, though.
Our white's pretty good.
The white is rad. It's this. All of the upper body. Right. So it's pretty rad.
It's
for giving you a really dirty undertone for your whites. You can imagine just going like we've done on the front. We just went back and dry brushed it really quick with some titanium white. And then on the back, it's just raw.
That is great.
So
Gabe wants me to play.
Give you like a really bright, cool gray is really what it is. And then it allows you to turn it white with either quick dry brush or layering a filter over it.
Envy says, hey, how is everyone?
Hi.
Hi. We're great. Well, I'm great. Again, I will not speak for Jason. Jason can speak for himself. He's a grown adult.
Always great.
Always?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's good. That's a great mindset to have. I should try it.
When it comes to painting and the stream, always great.
Always. Always.
So again, I just speed dried this and I'm dry brushing right over it. So
you're just dry brushing with white blue or bold titanium?
Pale yellow.
Pale yellow. I was wrong twice.
Pale yellow. You had 3 guesses and you're done with 2 of them.
I mean, I only got 2 guesses. You guessed the third time for me.
Oh, that's right. I didn't want you to see the results of failing a third time.
You know, I'm used to it. It's fine.
Failing a third time?
A lot of times.
Give yourself more credit than that.
I get a lot of stuff right, too. I'm not saying I only fail. Oh, what do we got here? There's a question. I missed it. I saw it, and then it went away. What's the difference between your released one-step paints and the ones we mix ourselves with special sauce? Are there subtle differences with pigment?
No, it's not about pigment. It's about the fact that the normal Pro-Acryl paints have got additives in them, and the formulation is made to be just paint. And so you're having to work against some of what makes Pro-Acryl great in its normal form to get it to be one step, right? It works great, but it will always be a little bit, I don't want to say better. That's not the right way to put that. It will feel a little different.
Yeah.
To use it with the one step, but you're going to like it. It's just that you'll notice the difference between the two, right? The special medium or the special sauce medium with the normal Pro-Acryl colors will just feel a little bit different than the one step that comes pre-colored. that's just the way it goes.
Okay.
I can't really get that one, so I don't know what I'm going to do there. Just have to highlight it later.
Smaller brush?
Yeah, but dry brushing with a different brush.
The little stuff.
We'll try.
Up to you.
I'll take a dry, bigger brush. The hard part is getting the paint off of it so it doesn't never wants to work the way you want it to, right?
Perfect. No notes.
There you go.
Great.
There you go. I'll do the same thing here because this is recessed in the skin, so I can just kind of... What I did here is I just took a number 6 brush and without getting it wet, put paint on it. The biggest hassle you'll find with doing that with a normal style brush is that you can't get the paint out of it.
Get it out again.
It's too flexible, right? A dry brush is meant to be stiffer so you can actually get paint out of it. So it's just harder this way. You gotta try harder to get the paint out.
Should I make a clean your brush stroke?
Should you make a what?
Should I make a clean your brush stroke?
No.
Okay, I won't.
I thought you said a senior brush stroke.
A senior.
stiff versus flaccid brushes or something. I was like, where did we just take this stream?
No, I would never. This is a family-friendly, fun paint time stream.
Fun, win-win.
Win-win.
Paint.
Painting question for camo painting. When painting camo, are there any techniques to highlighting that give decent results and don't involve having to highlight each little stripe of color with its own highlight color?
So hazard stripes don't highlight the stripes. The stripes are not physical things. The stripes are just painted elements. So when you do a hazard stripe,
It said camo specifically. Camo, not hazard stripe.
Oh, I thought it said.
When painting camo, are there techniques to highlighting that give decent results and don't involve having to highlight each little stripe of it? It might be just stripe camo.
So okay, I think we're talking about the same thing.
Okay.
That camo is not a physical thing. And by that I mean that it's like hazard stripes. Hazard stripes are just a camo.
You painted that on.
This is paint.
Yep.
So you don't highlight the stripes. You highlight the thing that's painted. So you have to highlight the yellow across the top and the black across the top, but you don't highlight the stripe. So when I see people do that, that's very strange because the only reason you would highlight the stripe is if it had an edge to it, like if it was actually engraved.
Erased, yeah.
Right? So when you have camo, it's just painted on the surface. So like all of this freehand doesn't highlight any different than the thing it's on. So the top of the shoulder is brighter, so the top of the camo, the painted area should be brighter than down here where it gets darker. Right? Because it's just part of the shape it's painted on. So you highlight the shape, you don't highlight the camo. You highlight the shape of the gun, you don't highlight the stripes. Right? So is that answering the question?
It sounds like it to me. I think that's great.
Because, that saved you a lot of time.
Yeah.
Definitely don't do that. It sometimes makes it harder because you have to find a way to highlight all those different colors that sometimes don't want to be highlighted with the same color. So, like, if you have a black stripe and a white stripe, or a black stripe and a yellow stripe, like hazard stripes are right next to each other, how do you highlight the black? Well, I highlight it with bright gray, and then I highlight the yellow with pale yellow. So you might have to highlight where they need to be highlighted with different colors. Mm-hmm. So if you're doing like, leaf camo or desert camo, you've got some browns, some tans, some greens. You might have to, where those colors need to be highlighted on the shape, you might have to pick different colors to highlight them. But there is a world where you could just highlight them all with the same color too, especially with metals. But if you're doing like clothing, it makes it tougher. They need to be highlighted with their own colors at that point.
Gotcha. All right. Another question. Oh, okay. If someone's looking to have their local store contact someone about carrying Monument, they can email us at support@monumenthobbies.com. One of our two great customer support members will take care of you. Jordan or Kenny will reach out to the store. Dark green brown. Good. Okay, we're doing dark green brown, guys. We're whispering for the rest of the stream.
Dark green brown is so good.
6 minutes of whispering.
No.
Yes. Maybe.
It's ASMR.
Yeah. Can I scratch can I scratch the microphone?
There you go.
Perfect.
And we're done. Paint shaking ASMR.
Scene. Perfect. All right. What else did I miss any other questions? So I started blending metallics like their regular paint, just as Jason said before, and he's absolutely right. I'm definitely seeing the difference now. It's super satisfying to blend metallics to make them look even better. I just need to make more use of the metallic medium. Great. Metallics are just regular colors.
Just regular paint?
They're just regular paint colors. Use them like you would any other color.
Yeah, the first thing I really try to teach people is that, hey, it's just another paint.
It is. It's just got shinies.
This I use water with instead of the special sauce medium because I don't want it to act necessarily like one step. I want it to be more of a wash, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a very dark color, so I don't think I am diluted enough. So more water.
More water.
More water. Not air bubbles.
PK Climber wants to know any tips for getting one step out of a carpet, asking for a friend.
No. It's acrylic paint.
No tips.
It's acrylic paint. Clean it now.
Yeah,
basically.
While it's wet, basically. Ooh.
Clean it now. I mean, they make that. What is it? The if you're serious, which you probably are. They make that stuff that's like OxyClean.
Oh yeah.
Detergents and stuff that work like a champ, right? For getting acrylic paint and stuff out. See, so now I've turned the one step into just a really, really cool shader. Notice how that's capillary action because of the way one step is formulated. It has a tremendous capillary action when you mix it with water. So look at how it goes into the panel line. Shooting close.
Ooh, 400. Go.
Right? So it just kind of grabs into those little areas.
Yeah.
Settles down along the bottom. You'll see it kind of just wick. Look at that. Instantaneously kind of wick along the lines.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Right? Almost like somebody was talking about panel lining earlier.
Yeah.
It's almost like that. I mean, just look at how well it just kind of sits inside those little dots and gives me the depth of my panel lines back again. Might go heavier on the shadow side, but again, watch me as I just kind of take it and what it does for the lines right here for darkening those up instantaneously.
Great.
No cleanup, no fuss, no mess.
One step.
And then I can keep layering it as I want to if I want to darken things up. Like I said, this side over here is probably going to be darker anyway.
Yeah. Well, I've got an update on the camo painting question. I meant like when having two colors that have way different hues, so each one has its own highlight color, etc. It's just a lot more work than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can sometimes get away with one color that will highlight both. It may not be a color that necessarily makes sense. Like pale yellow I use a lot as this color because it's just a warm highlight.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be able to get away with something like a pale yellow over the top that would highlight both colors. Depends on what the colors are, but I just play around with it.
Nothing better than testing. That's not true. There's lots of things better.
I'm gonna say, just getting finished is kind of better than testing.
It is. It is.
I think when people start using the one step like you see me using it here, they're really gonna light up.
Dude, I'm over here like, how do I incorporate this immediately? I don't have any gold to paint. I'm gonna go find something gold to paint.
Real quick before my pale yellow. Don't say before my pale yellow dries, but it was already dry, so
quick.
Can't be that quick.
We tried.
Can't be that quick. I fix this in real time. Where I smudged with my finger, got a little bit dark right there.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna very quickly.
I just dry brush the pale yellow again.
Yeah. Dry brush the pale yellow to pick that out a little bit, make that go away.
Wad, I see your comment. I will not read it out loud. But funny. Jason.
Yeah.
It's 4 o'clock.
Oh my gosh.
Jason.
Even on like this panel right here,
yeah,
I can just kind of use it as a shader.
Oh,
Even though
just
I
on
don't have
the,
a
just
lot,
on
I
the
don't have a
bottom
lot to
half.
fill in.
Yeah, yeah.
But I can just use it as a shader and get the same tarnished look. So that worked really, really
That
well.
looked really good.
To give us a nice tarnished looking gold.
Foul tarnish.
Yeah.
I can't. You've said it like 5 times, and that's all I can hear. I've been into watching Elden Ring speedruns lately.
Oh my god, they do insane stuff.
It's crazy, but or just like
Are
challenge.
they doing glitchless?
Yes, glitchless. I like glitch stuff, but it's sometimes like for games like that, it's boring because they just teleport across the whole map.
Yeah.
But no, I watch challenge runs and like glitchless speed runs. And it just because that's the first boss that everyone goes to after they do all their prep work. I've heard foul tarnished about 1,000 times from Margit.
Margit.
Yeah. Morgott, I think.
I think it's Morgott.
Morgott the first time, then Margit.
All right, so we've got some good non-metallic gold start going on here.
I think it looks
then
great.
we really just have to wait for all that to dry, and we do our edge highlighting as we would normally on the gold. And now you've done basically all the prep work for non-metallic gold or very tarnished bronze or whatever you want to call this color-wise, all with one step.
Look at that.
We did dry brush pale yellow, which isn't one step, but so again,
we'll count it.
Pretty good head start on this guy, right?
Hey,
I mean, it's as surprising as it is. The graphite gray mixed with the flesh tone has done so much heavy lifting on the skin that we really just have to highlight the skin.
Yeah.
Same with the hair, right? Because we just have to do some highlighting on the hair. So it really puts us in a position where that base coat over your zenithal, and remember we just started with a purple and taupe.
That's what we started with today.
Zenithal.
Yep.
And then we get the highlights out of it but it looks painted. It doesn't look like we just used wash.
It does not look
paints,
like contrast, yeah.
Right. And that was my goal with one step, is to give you something you could be proud of because it looked like you spent more time on it than you did, as opposed to just looking lazy, slopped with washes.
Yeah. So. Wise Wolf says, congrats on the launch today.
Thank
wait
you.
to start using it.
Thank you.
Thank you so
it's
much.
been great. We've had a ton of people that are about to get it in their hands. I'm really excited to see what everybody thinks.
Absolutely.
100%.
Great. Jason.
We're good.
We did it.
We did it. Well, you did it.
I did it.
I'm used to this.
I didn't crash the stream this time.
You didn't cross the stream. Well, I don't know about that. We still have to ask them, like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
survey
chat,
time.
Your job today was to grade Philip versus Christopher. I know this is going to be hard.
Bill Leg, hi. Yes.
I know this is hard, but I need you to do it. So Christopher gave himself, he self-rated himself as a high C+. He gave himself a 79.
79.
When I asked him, compared to the world's best producers, where do you fall? He said, I'm a solid C+. Gave himself a 79. Where are we putting Philip?
Where do I go on my honorary production day? We'll see. First time chat from Mill Lig. Hello.
What's going on?
10 out of 10. Hooper, I like you already.
10. B+.
B+. A, drop and give me 50. A solid drop and give me 50. I saw the A and got excited and then realized I have to do push-ups now.
Bilal, he missed your question. We'll ask your question again because we don't want you to miss a question.
I missed questions. I'm sorry. I warned you guys.
79.1. Hey, so there's a trend here.
Better than Christopher.
Better than Christopher.
Yes. We've done it. Everybody stop voting. We've got it. We got
B for blue crayons. He said G for green, technically.
No, I'll take that one.
You got a P minus.
A P, there it is.
Yeah, C++, that's not a thing. That's a programming language. That's a program.
I tried to learn it, and I couldn't.
And I couldn't.
Or gave up. It's
87, because he talked about the etymology behind don't. See?
Yeah.
He taught us something.
I like
It's been a lot of years since I've learned anything from Chris.
At least 3. However long has been Chris been here?
I don't know.
Yeah, all of it.
He's
He's
responsible for everything.
He is, for better or worse. Well, I'm responsible for him. Who got him hired?
That is true.
It's my fault.
That is Gabe's.
It's mine.
Is Gabe and Christopher's fault.
I'm both their fault.
Way less tree talk. Is that good or bad?
I'm going to say good. So far, the trending has been good. I'm going to say good. I keep learning the concept of mediocrity from Christopher. That's terrible.
I hope Chris has no internet on the boat.
No, I hope he didn't pay for the wireless package.
Oh, you people.
You guys are fun.
Everybody, awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. If you're new around here, hit the follow or the sub button, depending on which platform you're watching us on. Remember, we do this Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. here in Phoenix, Arizona. We'd love to see you back here. So set up the alerts for when we go live. Thank you so much for watching some paint dry. Hopefully you learned something. We had some really good, we did everything today with one step. We mixed it, we blended it, we dry brushed over the top of it. We showed you how quick you can go over the finish. We showed you the finish of it, right? So we've been using it a lot on a lot of the projects around the studio. It is available now on the site, so go to monumenthobbies.com or monumenthobbies.eu and pick yourself up some. Nice. Get some more models. Less singing. There was less singing now than normal?
I think there was less singing.
Because you didn't sit here all day and go, Bilbo, Bilbo.
I didn't. No, I didn't sing all day. I sang a little bit, but not a ton. Just the right amount. That's Bilbo. That's from the movie. That one's for your mom, right?
Bilbo. It's for my mother.
Bilbo's for
I
your
still have
mother.
to paint his pants. So
Pant.
His pant. Paint his pant. There is only one.
There's only one pant.
It's even hard to remember that I made that up. Yes,
You
it's
did
pant. It is one pant, not a pair of pants, because there's only one of them. There's a pair of legs on each pair of pants. Or fuck,
a pair of pants.
Each pant has a pair of legs. Get it straight, people.
Yeah, come on, guys, get it together. Sweet.
All right, everybody, check out all the links. Do the thing, and did you put the links in chat?
I don't know how to do the links. It's not in the guide.
Exclamation point. Discord.
And then store. I remember now. Nope, that didn't work. Why didn't that work, Jason? Am I in the wrong one?
Supposed to work. Where did you type? No, you typed it in Twitch. You need to type it in the restream chat.
And OBS. In this one?
Yeah.
There it is.
There you go.
See, that's not in the guide.
Okay, so he went down now.
No, I didn't. Christopher did because he didn't put it in the guide.
Oh, he didn't put it in the guide.
He didn't put it in the guide.
Oh. Exclamation point EU. There you go. That'll work. Maybe exclamation point YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go check out all our stuff.
Look at it all. Go to our website, monumenthobbies.com. You'll find it all there.
Soak it all up. Get ready. Buckle in, chat, because it's going to be like this all week long. Philip's here today. Tomorrow is Gabe.
Yeah, Gabe's back tomorrow, so it should
be
Gabe.
Gabe for Tuesday and
probably Wednesday, too.
And then I got Jen for Thursday and Friday.
Jen on Thursday and Friday.
So it is a producer smorgasbord.
It's a Chrisless week.
This week with Chris gone.
Merry Christmas.
It is our job as a community to show that we can do this, chat. We can survive. We will not be humiliated by our inability to keep the ship afloat.
We can do it.
Right, we can do it. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure to catch us back here tomorrow. I don't know what I'll be doing. Maybe finishing up these guys. I'm having fun with this guy.
Yeah, he's great.
The lion or whatever it is. The lion of whatever. So
the Iron Sultanate.
Yeah, I need to show, because we had some questions. We didn't get to it today, but I want to spend some time taking the graphite gray and flesh tone mix that we did and mixing it with another color to brighten it up. So I can show you how you can take one step, mix it with Pro Acryl to get your highlight colors and stuff like that. That's going to be really important for you to see. So tune in tomorrow and we'll keep on going.
All right.
So thank you, everybody. Stick around. Philip or if I walk over there, I'm going to find somebody to raid. All right. And then we will catch you back here mañana. See you later, guys.
Bye.